We live, baby.
You can say the R. You forgot to say R.
No, we just live, baby. It's on.
We live, baby. Let's do it.
We're live right now.
Aloha. Welcome back, dude.
Yo, mahalo. Appreciate it.
I wonder how many phrases you picked up and you're going to drop tonight on the show.
Oh, what's good, bro? No. What is up, everybody? How's it going, dude? You know what I just felt like is Johnny Tsunami. Remember back in the Disney Channel?
Oh,
back in the day?
Yes, of course. Remember Johnny Tsunami?
God, what a throwback. No, dude, good to be here tonight, guys. It's I was the last time you guys were doing this, I was on a beach. It was like 9 o'clock here, and it was 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And we were just hanging out. I was on the towel, just lounging, had the earbud in, and was just in chat. And you guys were like, "Why are you here right now?"
That's what I was like, what are you doing, dude? Like, it's cool to hang out for like 10 minutes.
Watching the whales.
Pops, but it's like, why are you here for the whole hour and a half?
Dude,
Tommy had his whole own sidebar show going. They had like their own whole conversation going.
It honestly was a lot of fun.
Trying to say for the podcast.
Yeah, I thought it was actually a good time over there. I understand why people in chat have some fun. You just kind of just do your thing. Everybody has some chats, and then you guys read it back. It was fun. I had some criticism of you guys over there. You guys weren't reading chat enough, in my opinion. So
you got it handled.
You were in there. You were in the chat.
I know.
You were the chat, so I was fine with that.
No, it was fun, man. We had a good time. So happy to be back. I literally just set an alarm. I'm still jet lagged right now, so I literally was sleeping like 10 minutes ago. So we're good, but we're gonna have fun tonight, and yeah, happy to be back, guys. So TJ, dude, I like your hosting duties over here with Tom. It was fun for a couple of weeks to see the show from a different angle. So shout out to you guys for holding it down while I was gone.
Yeah, man, it was fun. It's definitely an adjustment, but it was fun though.
Yeah.
We liked it.
Yeah. Well, dude, I guess I don't know. TJ, you've been hosting this out, dude. You want to kick us into some intros over here? I feel like I'm the guest again. I just gotta sit back a little, you know.
No, you gotta knock the dust off. You gotta do it.
Ooh, I don't know. I'm a little sleepy over here, but. No, we got an exciting one because obviously there's a lot going on. There's always stuff going on Cardano NFTs. Maybe a little gloomy in the overall ecosystem, but we got an exciting announcement tonight over there. We can kind of tease that, and then there were some returning guests onto the stream. And I'm excited for this. I know TJ especially. You've been talking raccoons for a while now, and finally we're gonna get some announcements, maybe some reveals. I don't know, but why don't we bring on our favorite cat, and then also our favorite creator, artist, 3D art, probably the best in the game, honestly, if we're talking about it.
Our favorite.
Yeah, at least, right?
Sure.
Yeah, guys, let's welcome in Timmy and Kiama. Guys, how you doing?
Hey, guys.
How's it going,
Hey. Meow. Let's get some meows in the chat.
There we go. I can't. Every time Timmy comes on, I'm waiting for the meow. So
yeah, meows in the chat.
Let's go. How's it going, guys? How you doing?
Very busy. We've been heads down for a couple of months now, since December, really, since we minted the last one. And we've just been trying to get the game ready, get the upgrades ready, get it working, get everything prepared for when people start cashing in those upgrades as well. So there's been a few tricky hurdles, but I think we're in a really good place right now.
Awesome. I know the last time I think we had spoke was, I don't know if it was like right before, did we talk before CNFT Con? I can't remember if it was before then or a little bit after.
I can't remember you. That's what I was trying to just look up. And I got my camera in the way.
No, I think we talked before your last tier that was minted.
It was
this year,
but I don't know if it was on stream, right? Was it?
It was. I think it was.
Yeah.
It was somewhere. I don't know. We know you guys have been returning guests onto the show. I think you guys are our most.
She had some private conversations about me and TJ.
I don't know, man. Like I said, I'm a little jet lagged, so I'm a little off. But I know it's been a while. You guys have definitely been onto the show at least a few times, so we're happy to, like you said, have you guys back on, see the evolution of the project, and where you guys are at today. Because we need a little spark right now. Like everybody's been, everybody's talking about just all kinds of different things. Everybody's a little tired from this market right now, so.
A lot of people throwing shade, throwing FUD. In fact, even just 2 minutes ago, I heard someone called Tommy throw a little bit of shade at the hosts while he was in Hawaii. But I got to say, they were looking at chat. I was in the chat. I was watching every episode, and they were in the chat. They were shouting out me in the chat there. So
I did. Yeah, I did when he came in there.
Yeah, I got to stand up for the crew there. They were holding it down.
Everyone doesn't get the idea is we got to talk on our own instead of just read chat and let them come up with the content. He misses that part.
Exactly. It's been a while for him.
So I'm leaning onto the chat a little too much. What you're saying, guys? Hey, everybody over there.
That's not what I said.
No, but yeah. So what have you guys been up to over these last couple months? I know you guys obviously have been working hard because we can see that over from some of the sneaks and different consumables, all different stuff. But what have you guys been up to in the short term for these last couple weeks?
I can well, go ahead.
Yeah, you go. No,
Well,
Timmy,
I
you
can
go.
kick this off. I think we've really just been executing our plan. We launched our project Raccoon Syndicate last June on Discord, and we did our first mint in August. But right before we minted, we kind of released our roadmap, and we said, we're going to release the game in the first quarter of 2023, and here we are, right at the end of the quarter, the last few days, right, in true project management style, going right to the end, but we are still on track to launch our game before the end of the quarter, and actually we're going to announce in a few minutes exactly when we're going to launch. But we just been heads down building, and we're kind of proud that, like, we said we would mint in August and October and December, and we hit all those mints. Our first mint was a little rough, but actually our second and third mints were super smooth. We were just kind of heads down fixing our minter, and then so in the last few months we've just been building the game, and so here we are, kind of coming out of hibernation now that the game is mostly ready to launch.
That's awesome. And Kiama, how about you?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much the same boat, because we've been talking every day, just building, and getting the upgrades ready, testing upgrades, deciding what they're going to be, cutting some out, and then we've already got some in place for the next round as well. But I'm pretty excited to show the ones that we are going to. These ones are, I think, one of our biggest upgrades that we're going to release in this first battle. We wanted to go big for the first time.
Okay.
Like, if you're got to go big. So we're doing the rings, which you've already kind of previously shown. Although I think we've only shown 2 of those, and there's actually quite a few more. So we might release that during the battle round to kind of, let people see what's coming. And then today I'm going to show you the first 2 of 4 attachable upgrades that will be coming. And these ones are going to be a little bit more rarer than maybe the rings. These ones are kind of for the very top of the leaderboard. And so I'm actually really excited to see them minted and see them in our collection as well. So it should be pretty cool to actually, like, because they've got a very big visual footprint. So you'll definitely notice them when to, jump into JPG Store or wherever you're buying. These ones, you can't really miss them. So I'm very excited to see that. So we've been very busy getting these ready, getting everything modeled, textured, tested through every single raccoon that we have in the collection. And now we're at the point where we're ready to release the game, and we have our upgrades ready. So there was a lot of things to kind of line up before we got to this point here today, I think. Not just our partner projects, but everything that, all the coding side as well for Timmy had to be kind of set up and ready to go so that we could actually kick this off. And I think we're ready.
Let's go. That's so amazing though, that, like, you think about, like, in especially in this industry, how fast things move and how timelines can get shifted, that you guys have been able to mint that, like you said, out in August, and here we are right at, like you said, the first end of quarter 1. You guys are hitting your deadlines. You guys have a very ambitious project. It looks amazing, and we're getting here tonight to debut the announcement. So just it's really exciting stuff over here, and I can imagine, like you guys have been said, you've been busy.
You need that drum roll soundboard, Tommy.
Yeah, I know. That's one thing we do. So Timmy was just talking about. We need the stream deck. We need all the sound bites, all that fun stuff. So maybe we'll do our next show. Maybe we'll do some more fun things. But no, I'm absolutely honored for you guys to be able to debut that tonight. And then I don't know where you guys want to start at. I guess if you want to lead off with the announcement, we could do that, or we can kind of break into some of the about the upgrades themselves. But up to you guys how you want to spearhead this.
Yeah, good question. We could start with some Raccoon Syndicate stuff, but for everyone listening, like, I'm really excited to talk about non-RS stuff. There's so much happening in CNFTs right now. Goofy Gophers, the Flipper.io launch. I hope we can talk about that later in the episode. And just so much. I think you talked about a project that minted over the weekend that's a little controversial. So we'll get into that a little bit, I hope.
Oh, you definitely, for sure. If you guys have been a little bored, or there's a project and they're back. I don't know if you guys catch the puns there, but yes, no, we'll definitely talk about that.
They're back. I love it.
Yeah,
and Cerberus, thank you. I actually have been working out a little bit.
That comment.
I've been working out a bit of a less catnip, bit of a diet. Thank you very much for noticing. Getting ready for summer. Get those 6-pack abs going. Yeah.
I'm surprised you weren't wearing a Raccoon Syndicate shirt tonight.
Well, this is my
merch.
Yeah. You know what? Last January to June, when I was doing my show all the time, I would wear the shirt like every day for the show, and it just kind of stuck to me. I can't even take it off anymore. That's the problem. It's like part of my skin now. So
I think I need to get you a new wardrobe. Actually, we might work on that this week. Actually, get you something special.
Yes.
It reminds me of
my. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say your little. I don't know what that is behind you. Is that the kitchen behind you got there? Because or is that the closet where you just open it up? It reminds me of like Doug Funny or somebody. You just open it up. And it's just the same outfit every single day that you just
Yeah.
wear.
You
Yeah.
do that
Man,
though.
it's funny. That's
I
what
mean,
they
you
did on
do wear.
show.
You like the same black T-shirt, right?
Yeah, I actually do that
Funny
in real life when I'm not broadcasting. I'm usually wearing the same black T-shirt. It's a lot of the tech bros, Steve Jobs, Mark Zuckerberg, kind of taking a page from their
True.
book, right?
Turtleneck or no turtleneck?
Just a T-shirt for me. I like to show a
Okay.
little bit of skin.
He actually only wears the turtleneck part, no shirt underneath.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm like Winnie
Reverse.
the Pooh.
Oopsies.
Yeah, hashtag no pants, no pants gang.
Tom knows about the no pants gang over there.
Yeah.
Well, it's good. We got someone in here. They'd hate you for it if you had pants on.
Yeah.
I hate pants.
Yeah, he hates pants.
Yep. All right. Well, yeah. So I mean, maybe we could dive before we get into the full announcement and just break that out early. Maybe we could talk quickly because that's one thing we haven't talked about was the upgrades too much about what those are, and maybe obviously some of them are out right now. I'm looking at a bunch of them on the secondary. Maybe we can kind of start there.
Yeah, let's go for it. Kiama, are you ready to kick us off?
Yeah. Do you want me to screen share? Is that all right if I do that?
Absolutely.
All right.
Yeah, I'm thinking because I'm seeing all kinds of stuff over here. The Vegebyte one really throws me off. I don't know what that is, and I want to know about it.
Yeah, Vegebyte is a shout out to our Australian community and maybe New Zealand. I'm not sure. It's something they eat down under. I've never seen it before.
I don't either. Is that like our equivalent to like spam or something up here, like in the
don't
stateside?
know.
No, the spread? No.
Yeah.
Oh, I got you.
No,
It's a spread. It's
right.
like okay.
Yeah.
Is it like green or is it black looking?
It's black, so
black.
it reminds me of like molasses, but apparently it doesn't taste anything like molasses. So I don't know.
Yeah. It's like a very salty yeast-based spread, and
Okay.
I've heard different things about how it kind of originated during the war and everything like that. But these days, we just use it we put it on toast with 99% butter and like 1% Vegemite. I'm actually amazed that they're still around because you use such a small amount of Vegemite every time you eat it. It can sit in your pantry for years. I've still got the tiniest little jar and I've had it for months and months, and both me and my son eat it every couple of days. So
Very, very interesting.
lasts forever. Yeah.
All right. Well, I think you're good to go here, Kiama, if you got the presentation ready. That's throwing me off right now because it just almost blended perfect with the background in here. That was really wild.
Oh, it did.
Yeah.
That's really
All right.
cool.
So I'm hoping everyone can see this.
Yeah.
Yes.
But the attachable upgrade that is coming for the highest of the leaderboards are attachable wings. And we're going to have several kind of tiers of this, several stages, similar to the way that we have done the rings. And I'm going to show you how these are going to attach. So the way that you're seeing them right now, this is kind of just a presentation view. So this is something that you might see in JPG Store.
Okay.
And then once you've kind of got your attachment and you cash in on it, you can get it and you send it to us and we're going to attach it to your Raccoon.
That's so sick.
I'm going to show you the first one. Let's have a look at that. So if you have, say, a Raccoon, like this is a Compound X Raccoon, he's an aristocrat, and you send us your NFT and you're ready to have it attached, then we're going to send you back something like this.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's dope. That's so cool.
Wow. So you guys are able to actually just individually put those consumables directly onto the Raccoons.
Yeah, similarly to the way that the rings work. So you can kind of send us a ring and we'll send you back your NFT that has the ring attached to it. And the boosts that come along with this are permanent. So it's not like a consumable where you might cash it in for, say, this first battle round, and then you might use a different consumable for the next battle round. This is something that's going to stay. It's going to be written into your metadata, and it's a permanent boost. And so for this one, this is our base level wing. This is kind of the entry level of the wings, and this is going to give you a permanent 50% boost for any Raccoon that has one. And then as you move up the levels, you're going to get a higher boost, and that's permanent the entire time. So you can cash that in. And so I'm going to show you, say you've got another aristocrat, because I love aristocrats.
Yeah.
And this one's a magma skin, and you've got a higher level than the white. So we've got 4 tiers at the moment for the rings and the light color. Then there's a mystery one, which I won't talk about today. And then this is followed by the next one, which is gold. And then there's our highest one, which is going to have its highest boost. But this one here, the gold, has a 60% boost.
Oh, wow.
All right.
I love that.
All right.
And that one's there. And these were kind of made So they do attach directly to the back of the raccoon. So they fit on any raccoon that you have. We've tested it with lots of different ones, and they all slip into the back part of the raccoon. So if we ever do anything more with our raccoons, take them into sort of metaverse or do anything with them that we might do, these will come along with you.
Wow.
So we're pretty excited by these. And I think they're going to have the biggest footprint of any upgrade that we do, really.
Oh yeah.
So we wanted to go big this time around.
That boost is amazing. 50%. That's dope.
Yeah, and that's a permanent boost to all the points that you're going to earn. And as Kiama was saying, and you saw the 3D render, so the JPG Store icon will be the 3D version that's spinning. And
Okay.
This one here. And so these are actually 3D modeled. And so, we've talked about having game 2 and game 3, other games in the future that will use these raccoons. And so your 3D raccoon will actually have the wing. The wing will be in 3D. We could potentially animate the wing. And so in the 2D image, it almost looks like it could be flat, but it's important to remember these are 3D wings that are going to be on your 3D model.
I was gonna say just real quick over there is that it's one thing to do like the back view of that, right, like the 2D, but to see like the extra time you've taken to go ahead and put this in a 3D mode like this to also be its own separate thing, just like is a testament to the work that you guys do.
It was something that I hadn't quite realized about halfway through making them, as I had kind of made the front side of them and they were all looking great and everything like that, and showed it to Timmy and we're all like, yep. And then I was like, I just need to get them working in 3D so that we can have them, you can see it from every angle through on JPEG Store. And I started creating the back and I was like, oh my God, I wish I had just created everything all in one piece because it had to be double layered. And the light going through each of the feathers, because it has opacity and translucency on every single one. Yeah, the light starts affecting it once you put a back layer on it. It starts affecting the light. So it was a bit of a balance to get these working. It was definitely one of the longest time consuming, I think, asset that I've made for Raccoon Syndicate so far. But worth it because I think it's going to be one of our biggest footprints visually.
Absolutely. Attention to detail you guys always put in everything you do is always, it always looks really good, honestly. And for these wings, is there a certain amount of each? Because I know it's a big boost for each of them.
Yeah, so there's 4 levels of different wings. We just showed you the white and the gold ones, and those are levels 1 and 3. But then there's a middle one that's level 2, and then level 4 is the super epic one. That's a 65% boost, and it looks incredible. It has more than one color to it. It's something really special. So we're gonna reveal those a little bit later. And for the white wings, you might expect a couple hundred, maybe a few hundred of those, but for the level 4 wings, much less, right? And so, and then you've got rings as well. And so we haven't released the full distribution, and that's because there's still more consumable NFTs we haven't released. But yeah, the 4 wings will be spread out at the top of the tier. But I would expect if you count all 4 like types of wings, there'll be a few hundred, maybe even up to 1,000 or so different wings that you could get.
I think it's important that the first battle round, the first game, is going to be a real tester, not just for everybody else to kind of test things out, but it's a tester for Timmy and I to kind of see where we need to add diversity, see where we need to up boost, see where we need to make sure that the game is both fun and functional, and that it's working the way that we want it to. And I think that this first battle round is it's kind of just, we're putting it out there, everyone's going to give it a go, but for us, we're going to get a lot of feedback, not just from people, but we're going to get a lot of statistics back on what's working, and then we will try and problem solve areas that we see in the game by supplementing different types of upgrade, by changing boost amounts. It's going to be like our, when we did a first mint, there was a lot of trial and error and we learned a lot from it, and we're hoping this one will give us the same sort of feedback where we're able to adjust it to make it right, make it better for everyone, because the whole point of doing the game into doing upgrade is to add value back to the project and back to our holders. And so we're hoping to create some more diverse rarity among them by putting these in. So we might base the numbers based on the sort of feedback that we get from the game. We may base the wing amounts distribution by that. We'll see how we go.
And one last thing to note as well, like I talked about how like the most powerful rings will be at the top of the global leaderboard, but we're also going to have prizes for like each tier. And so if you have like a farmer or a hunter, right, one of our 1 BPM raccoons, one of our base cheapest raccoons, we're also going to have a separate leaderboard just for the farmers and hunters. And if you're at the top of if you're better than all the other farmers and hunters, some of them will still get the best wings and some of these gold wings. And so
Wow.
we're going to kind of spread it out so that even if you're at the top of your own kind of like fair level, you still have a chance at winning one of these amazing, most powerful wings. Yeah.
I like that because it gives people the incentive who are not loaded up like a whale in the project to get a chance to experience and still earn stuff and be a part of it.
And then some people that win the wings, I imagine, like if they win 3 or 4, they might sell them. So they'll be available on JPG Store. And so if you have a lower tier raccoon, you might want to just you could buy the wings and put them on your raccoon. So that's another important thing. These wings can be sold. There'll be an NFT that you can list on JPG Store or Flipper.io, or you can attach them to your raccoon if you want.
That's amazing, dude. I think you guys are going to be one of the first ones where you really get to gamify like the NFTs, like the additions, right? Like the consumables, all that fun stuff. Is that if people are looking for them, they desire them, they look good, and they want to chase them. Now you can sell these as NFTs and kind of realize that power. So I'm excited for that because I think that's going to be an interesting dynamic. And we're still so early when it comes to those kind of things with NFTs. Yeah. So cool to see you guys are doing that. And then real quick, what is the threshold to get those wings? Is it a special, like you have to be at a certain height of the leaderboard? Is that like are you doing almost like a seasonal kind of like, say maybe like the battle passes, they have like a certain set seasonal item that you get the wings? Are the wings like your first like go around, or what do you need to do to get those?
Exactly. So we're going to have like our first 2-month battle round. Basically, our project has a 2-month clock, a 2-month cadence. We basically have these 2-month seasons. And the first season is actually starting in less than 2 weeks. Okay. The first season of the game is going to start before the end of March, and then it'll run until the end of May. It actually runs for 50 days, for 10 epochs. So it'll end sometime in mid-May. And then everybody who has a raccoon will get a free NFT. So we're going to be giving out 10,000 free NFTs in the middle of May. Now, a lot of those NFTs will get, their consumables like milk and Vegebyte and canteens. Some of those NFTs will be attachables like the wings or the rings. And so you'll see some of them on JPG Store, but a lot of them people will just keep in their inventories and they won't be for sale. Right. So the wings are the first major one for this first battle round. Okay. But the nice thing is with this 2-month clock, we have this 2-month reset button where at the end of our first 2-month battle round, we can kind of tune the numbers. We can announce new upgrades. We can kind of adjust to the how the game is playing out. And then we kick off another 2-month battle round. If you're familiar with Axie Infinity, they ran into a lot of trouble with their game mechanics and their tokenomics because they didn't have like a reset button. They didn't have this cadence and this clock. But the nice thing for us is every 2 months we're able to kind of adjust and tune the economy. And then another important thing is, similar to Goombles, we don't have a token right now. The way we're giving utility is by giving NFTs. That was kind of one thing we were pretty set on last year in June when we launched is let's try and do it without a token, and give actual NFTs.
I think it's a brilliant move because, like I said, it doesn't focus everybody because with tokens, everybody just thinks the price, and if it goes down, then it's just a waste, right? And it puts it a whole different strain on a team that you guys don't necessarily need. But the NFT thing's nice too, because a lot of projects nowadays, people want value, they want utility, and what a great way to go ahead and do that by providing something that they can sell if they want to, and that's if it's desirable. Like we've seen a lot with maybe like the Mallet or the relics and things like that. People go to the secondary, they want to purchase those, or if they get them for free, they could sell them and they can make some money off them. So you're extracting value one or two ways. So I think it's a brilliant way to do that outside of the token.
We did have 2 questions here. They're kind of the same questions. Can the attachables be detached?
Yep, attachables can be detached. So you can put it on there and try it out for a few epochs or a battle round or 2. But then if you decide you want to sell it, maybe you win another one later that's more powerful, you can detach it.
Ooh, I love that.
Another thing we're going to want to do is we're creating something called the Forge, which is for initially for the consumables. And so our lowest tier consumable is these milk jugs that I'll show you in a bit. And then the next higher tier is our canteens. And so the idea is you'll be able to take, let's say, 3 milk jugs, send them to the Forge, and get back a canteen. And so this is a way that you can upgrade your consumables. And the economics are set up so that it makes sense to do that. Like you'll get like an extra 10% by forging. And this is a way for us to control supply. 3 milk jugs become 1 canteen. 3 canteens become 1 Vegebyte. There's also another consumable that hasn't been released yet. And so this forge mechanic will help with almost like a burn mechanic where you upgrade your consumables. And then we want to do the same thing for rings. And so we've announced some of our rings. You'll be able to, maybe wear a ring for 2 months. And then at the end, if you win another ring, you can take those 2 base rings, forge them to get a more powerful ring. And you'll be incentivized to do so. The combined ring will be more powerful.
I love that.
The WoW gamer in me just got excited because in WoW you could farm not consumables, but like cloth and stuff, or just any kind of material and make whatever you want and sell it on the auction house. Now you're giving value to each of these consumables in their own way. By if you have a certain amount, you can turn it in or forge it into something else. I love that.
I didn't know you were a WoWer. I used to be really big in WoW.
TJ was real big in
I was big in WoW, man.
I'm a night elf. Okay, well I might have to introduce
Orc
my night elf
Warlock,
one
baby.
day.
I was a hunter for a summer, level 42. So hold that down,
Burning Crusade is my favorite expansion.
Wow.
I used to hunt boars in the forest, that's about
EverQuest. Did anyone play EverQuest? I might be dating myself.
That was real. That was an early one. Oh
yeah. That was before WoW.
that was Warcraft 2, Warcraft 3.
Yep.
I real quick, going back to Dusty Death, just to clarify, if somebody attaches wings after they get that consumable, can they detach and then sell those if they want? Just to clarify.
Yep, they can be detached, and when you detach them, they go into your inventory on our game website. And then if you ever want to mint an NFT from your inventory, you can. So just to repeat that, at the end of the 2 months, we're going to give out these 10,000 NFTs, but we're not going to mint 10,000. We're going to have them in your inventory on the game website. And then if you decide you don't want to sell it on JPG Store, you can just leave it in your inventory without having to mint it. And that way, we don't spend 20,000 ADA every 2 months on minting.
Right.
But if you decide you want the actual NFT, then you can just go ahead and mint it on demand.
Cool. Okay. Yeah. Man, this is where stuff gets fun, man. I love that you guys are getting to this point right now, and just it's a testament to that you guys are Kiama. You've done such an amazing job. I'm sitting here. I know we were looking at some of these potions. I'm sitting here on the secondary watching them too, and just the attention to detail that you guys put into it, and then seeing the wings, like you said, the light pass through. It feels like you guys have really are just so well rounded, and it's going to be fun to see this kind of come online and for people to have maybe something to do and not be so bored over here right now. Right?
The one thing I said even to you guys earlier is the swishing of the potion or the liquid in that potion is just the detail on that.
I can tell you how I did it.
Maybe
I didn't do any. There was no dynamics on that. We just
really?
I was thinking of it, but then I ended up just using a texture deformer, which kind of you build the geo, and if it's high enough poly is the geometry count. If it's high enough. Oh, sorry,
Timmy. Show it. Well, I'm actually going to show it. We're going to see it in a minute. Yeah. Maybe you could describe it while we're looking at it, Kiama. You can tell us the magic that you did. We're going to show it in maybe about 5 minutes here. Are we ready? Should we go ahead maybe and show the game, and then we can talk about the potion as we do that?
Sure. Well, let's do it. People are ready for that.
Okay, let's do it. So let me see if I can get my tech working here. Okay, there we go. Can you make me big?
We can. Let me pull this in right here.
He just got to show himself off first.
Yep. Okay, there we go. So this is our game website for Raccoon Syndicate. And actually, we promised that we would announce the game launch date. And actually, you can see here, the first battle round is starting in 10 days. So it's actually going to be March 31st.
Let's go.
Actually, the last few hours of Q1, as we promised, we're going to start the first battle round. But actually, our game website is going to launch this Friday. That's the alpha for today. This Friday, everyone is going to be able to log on to the game website and start creating squads and doing a bunch of stuff that I'll show you right now. So right now, the address is hidden, but we actually have our astronauts, which is some of our rare raccoon holders. They've been testing the game for a week now, giving us feedback, and so we feel like it should be in pretty decent shape. But
I gave some really good feedback. I thought there were some things that got added that it was like, yes, I'm so glad that they all took a look at it and said what they wanted and what they didn't want prior to us launching. It was really good.
So this is kind of the landing page for the new website, and you'll see the actual battle round. This date will get updated once we actually start, but you'll see how it's counting down, right? And so the battle round should end 50 days from the start date, right? So if we're going to start in 10 days, so subtract 10 days from 61, and you'll see it's basically like a 50-day battle round. And so that's like around 2 months, and we'll be doing those every 2 months. And so scrolling down, what's going to happen is every 5 days, we're going to randomly be selecting, using a crypto library, random number generator, the upcoming bonuses. And so right now it's just coming soon, but you're going to see a list here of the different hand traits. Like maybe this bat will be one of the selected bonuses, or maybe the torch. And all the raccoons that have the bat or have the torch will get an extra boost for 5 days or for 10 days or for 15 days. And so that's how it's going to work. There's going to be random traits that are chosen every 5 days. Okay. And those traits will get a bonus for, 2 or 3 epochs.
Just more and more value. Love it.
Yep. And what's cool is you'll know which ones are coming up ahead of time. And so around 2 to 3 days before the bonus is active, you're going to see it show up here, and we'll announce it in our Discord. And so you'll have time to go ahead and trade. If you want to grab something off the floor, go ahead and look what the upcoming bonus is. See if you can get one of those raccoons. And so the idea is to have some nice secondary market activity. Yeah. Because every 5 days, there's going to be different raccoons that are going to be valuable. So that's the idea there.
I love that.
And so this is our global leaderboard. It's a little bit zoomed out because I'm on my 4K monitor here, but this is where you're going to see all 10,000 raccoons on the leaderboard. And you'll see them ranked from 1 to 10,000. And I can kind of hover over them and see like a larger version of the image here. And then the points will be tallied up on the right. And so every 5 days, these point totals will be increasing. And you'll be able to, search for your raccoon number. So if your raccoon is 4321, it'll go right to where that is in the leaderboard. You can kind of see who's above you. You can scroll up to see, okay, how many points do I need to jump up 5 ranks? And then down here is the tier-based leaderboard. And so as I was saying, each of the tiers are going to have their own leaderboard. So the farmers and hunters will have their own leaderboard of 5,000 farmers and hunters. And then tier 1 will be the aristocrats and the Prosi and Lotor. They'll have their own of just 2,000. Okay. And what's cool is if you're at the top of one of these leaderboards, you'll have a shot at one of the most powerful wearables. You don't necessarily need to compete with the tier 1 people.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but the points carry over with the NFTs, right? So let's say someone has the number 1 points right now with their NFT and they sold it. The points carry over to the next owner. Is that right?
That's right. And I'll tell you a little, yep. That's right. The points are attached to the raccoon. And so if your raccoon is climbing up the leaderboard, it's more valuable. And so you should be able to command a higher price for it on JPG Store. So let's say if I take a look at, let's say this one sporting the Christmas jumper here, this is the detailed page for that raccoon. And so you can see how many battle points it has. And then you can see, all the traits for that raccoon. And then there's also a holding pool. And so the way this works is, every 5 days, this number is going to be increasing. And if you sell it, those points here in the yellow box don't get reset, but the holding pool points do. So every 5 days, there's going to be a smaller number of points that accumulate in the holding pool. And then at the end of 2 months, at the end of the battle round, whatever number is in here gets added onto the number here. So this is a way at the end of the 2 months to give you a further boost to jump up a few spots in the leaderboard. But if you
like that,
but if you sell it, if you sell the raccoon, then this gets reset.
Gotcha.
And so this number will be smaller than this one, but there's an incentive. You're incentivized to basically keep it in your wallet during the 2 month battle round. But this number will stay with your raccoon.
You guys are really thought of everything. I love it.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. And so one important number here is the base point multiplier. We call this the BPM. And so every 5 days, every raccoon will get like 100 points by default. But this raccoon has a multiplier of 1.15. So he'll get 115 points instead of 100 points. And this number can be increased. If you put wings on it, then, that this might get multiplied by 1.6. So the number might be like 1.8, right? And so this number keeps on increasing. And this number is written to the blockchain. This is on your metadata. And so when you put wings or a ring on your raccoon, say that 3 times fast, then this number will go up. And so this number will be written to the metadata. And on JPG Store, you can sort by this number, and you'll be able to see the ones with the highest BPM.
Got it. So you can kind of, like you said, there's different ways to earn points, right? Because not different consumables, different things that they're holding are going to get select points every few days, like you said. There's the multipliers that factor into that, and then the outside of that, besides the base points, is there any other way for them to earn points besides the upgradables? Would be the last thing.
No, there's actually 3 other ways to earn points. So
Okay.
there's quite a few, but I think we need to pause for a second and check out this comment for Quarter Water. We need to resolve this. JPG store or JPEG store?
I did see
I don't know.
that.
It might.
JPEG.
JPEG? No way.
I
Team
say
JPG.
JPG too.
Yeah,
It's,
I'm with you,
all of
Lazy
the
T.
above. We've talked to Travis about it. It's all the above are acceptable.
I usually go JPEG, but JPG seems to be flown in every. It depends on your mood. I think that's a mood topic right there.
All right. Okay, we're fully inclusive.
I just can't wrap
with both.
around my mind with the JPEG part because there's no peg in the word at all. It's JPG to me.
Well, because when it's in full writing, it's JPEG for an image.
Yeah,
that's where the JPEG's from.
Right.
But I understand it because if it's a .png file, I'll say PNG. So why am I saying JPEG for JPEG?
Right.
Oh, you don't call them ping files? I thought we called them ping files all the time.
We've been doing it all wrong. Yeah, that's actually a good. I don't know. You just blew my mind a little bit. So okay.
All right. Well, I'm Team JPG store, and you might want to remember that for later on in the episode. Let's go ahead and talk about the other ways to get points. Well, actually, first let me show you how I can connect my wallet.
Shirley Knox said you could pronounce it Flipper.
You can pronounce it Flipper. Oh wow, that's really good. So we've got support here for all the wallets, right? NAMI, Eternal, whatever wallet you like. I can connect my NAMI here, and then it shows me that I'm connected to NAMI. And then I can, go ahead and bring up my NFTs. And so now this is showing me the NFTs that are in my wallet. Okay. And there's a lot of cool info here. I can see like what rank each of the raccoons is in, as well as the BPM value here. I can do things like sort them by the BPM value, so I can see the highest ones at the top, or I can, make them ascending, just like standard filter behavior.
Sure.
One thing is I can just show my officers. So these are the people that lead the squads, and we'll talk about that in a bit. Or just the non-officers. We'll go to all raccoons. And then we have this idea of squads. And so for anyone that's not familiar, squads is a way for you to team up together. And you can create a squad of up to 5 raccoons. So that there's a leader of the squad, which is we call them officers. So they'll have a star up here on the top left. They can lead the squad, and then 4 other non-officers can be in the squad. So you can see here, I've actually gone ahead and set up a squad already, and we have a bunch of astronauts already setting up a ton of squads. And so this is the leader here on the left, who's a little bit bigger, and then he's got 3 members in his squad. Okay. And the cool thing is the squads can be from different wallets. And so if you don't have an officer, you can actually join the squad of an officer. And when you're in a squad, you earn more battle points. You get like a battle point boost just by being in a squad. And then if you have a captain or a general, the more people in your squad, up to 4, gives you more points. And so if you have, 3 raccoons here, you'll earn more bonus points than if you had only 1 raccoon in your squad. And the numbers work out so that there's exactly the number of raccoons to fill every potential squad. And so we're going to set up a Discord channel like squad recruiting. And that's where people are going to be like, hey, I need to join a squad, or hey, I'm looking for someone to join my squad. And so the idea is to be social, to have community here by building these squads together.
I asked my partner if I could join their squad because I wasn't sure if Timmy would let me in his squad. So
that's going to be a highly requested squad to get in. So if you guys, you'll be able to facilitate that through the Discord in order to get people to join up. So you don't necessarily need to have the generals or the captains. You can have a base one, and then you get the incentive for joining up on a team or a squad.
That's right. Well, one way is going to be to go into our Discord, and you can try and join a squad that way. But another really cool thing is, if you saw here in the pull-down menu, we have messages. And so we're calling this Raccoon Mail. And this is basically an email feature. It's a chatting system for raccoons to other raccoons. And so if I go back to the main page for a second, and let's say I'm not a captain. I'm just a regular raccoon, but I want to join a squad. Well, one thing I can do is jump down, let's say, to this captain here. So this is a general. They already have a full squad. So I can't join this one. So this is one of our astronauts that's been testing the game. They've already set up a squad, and you can see that down here. Let's go back to the main page, and let's say, okay, well, I want to join another captain. Let me see. Let's scroll down and find. I'm just looking for one that has a star. This one has a star. So the star up here. So this person is leading a squad. I have this join squad button I can hit. And so when I hit join squad, I can select which of my raccoons do I want to apply, to request to join the squad. let's say we'll have this white suited Procyon Lotor join. So what it says is, go ahead.
And your request to join.
Yep, they can basically ignore it, and I'll show you that in a minute. So basically, this sends them a message, and so now they either on their side or my side, I go into my messages, and I can see that this message was sent, which says I'd like to join your squad, and so this is what I see on my side. But if I was the owner of that raccoon, I would actually see a message like this. So if I was the captain or general, I would see a button here that there was this request. I'd like to join your squad, and I can hit accept join request. And so when I hit that button, then now, you know, that raccoon has been added to my squad. So this is what the captains and generals can do. And so this is how you can join squads using Raccoon Mail. And you can really just chat about anything here. Here, there's a discussion. This person says, I love the Freedom 35ers. What do you think of them? Oh, yeah, they're the best. And then he says, you know, I notice your raccoon is holding a loaf of bread. That's one of the upcoming trait bonuses. I'd love to buy it from you. I'll give you 400 ADA for it. And she said, hey, can you do 430 ADA? And so they're doing a trade here using Raccoon Mail. Nice. And I love this because I don't know if you've ever experienced where you want to buy an NFT, but you don't know who owns it. And you have no way to contact them or start a trade. And, you know, I've had it where a few people would actually mint a one-of-one NFT and send it to me saying, hey, this is my Discord ID. Can you contact me? I want to buy this other NFT. They would send that to my wallet and hope that I check my wallet and contact them. But so what this lets you do is you can email any raccoon and have a conversation with them.
Wow, that's a feature that's been widely requested, and also with a little controversy to it, just for privacy reasons for certain things on different platforms. But it's cool to see it within your own ecosystem, because obviously, especially if you're trying to contact somebody for the game, it makes sense to have some sort of way to communicate with them outside of Discord. You can go directly through the platform. So I think that's a very, very big feature in a very like subtle way.
Well, I like the old
so simple too. Something so like that's been around forever as far as the internet goes, and it's something that we're lacking in so many spaces. Is the ability to just communicate with some people on here.
Yeah.
Well, the old school way you're bringing back in your Discord that reminds me of, again, reference. Wow, when you type in LFG, the old way to say LFG, looking for group, or LFM, looking for more. So I thought that's a cool way to add that to your Discord.
Real quick over this, wanted to tie to this because I'm sure these will get answered over there. But if you wanted to not be contacted, so if somebody starts spamming you over there, do you guys have any protection measures in place, or are you working on something along those lines?
Yeah, that's a good idea. We can do like a block feature. The nice thing is there's no notifications. Like they can't, you know, it'll never spam your phone or like cause any push notification or any desktop notification. So if someone sends you like a million messages, it'll just like show up in the row for that raccoon.
Okay.
There won't be like a new row. It's like each row is for one raccoon pairing. So, you know, if they're in here sending a million messages, you won't really see it unless you click on it.
Or like a cooldown.
You could discreetly leave them on red. You can just leave their little thing there.
Exactly. There Yeah, kind of shadow ban them a little bit, so they won't even know what happened.
Got it.
But
will it have red receipts? Can I open it and leave them actually on red if I want to?
This guy won't answer.
So yeah, to message a raccoon, you do it from any of their pages. There's just a little send message button here, and it brings up a modal where you can kind of send them a message. You can do that for any raccoon.
That's amazing.
So I'll show you one more thing. I don't want to spend too much time on RS, but one tab I didn't show you is the upgrades tab. And so this is where you'll see your consumable or attachable upgrades. And so right now, since we haven't started yet, the use button is grayed out. It's just coming soon. But you're going to be able to hit the use button here, and then it brings up a modal that lets you choose which raccoon you want to use it on. And it tells you, okay, how much of a boost you're going to get and what epochs it's going to be, you know, what days it's going to be effective for. And this is where you'll be able to choose to mint it if you want to mint an NFT, and we'll send the NFT right to your wallet.
Is there going to be like an animation where the raccoon picks up and just slams back the milk or something?
Kiama's like, no, absolutely not.
Absolutely not. It's too much work. I'm not doing that. I got to go.
Yeah.
No, I was gonna say too for this. So if these are sitting in your inventory, right, you can choose the option to go ahead and mint, like you said, at the end of those rounds. Once you have minted, or I guess it's on the upgradable side of this, right, where they become part of the NFT. That's fine then, right? And you wait out that next period, and if you want to detach that, you can detach. So it's like you need to make that distinction, or can you guys mint it and then unmint it again, or does it need to be in your stay here if you want to make those decisions.
Yeah, so all of these are actually minted as NFTs. So if it's
Right.
if you've minted it and it's in your wallet, it'll show up here.
Okay.
But if it's one that you've won from the battle round and you haven't minted yet, it'll show up here as well. And
Okay.
we'll have a pull down that lets you choose between the minted ones or the kind of virtual ones that are just in your inventory. And that way you'll see the mint button.
Cool.
So
okay.
we can take a quick minute here. You guys were talking about, I'll zoom in. You guys were talking about the water here.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. So if the geometry is high enough, you can put a deformer on it, and you put a texture plugged into that geometry, and it'll warp it to whatever the texture is doing. And so that's how you're getting all the bubbles, and then it's rotating within a bottle as well. So that's how it gets a lot of the movement.
Came out great.
Like I said, it's next level, because you could even see the glows and stuff, like the green glows and blues and stuff like that in the reflections of the water. It's like I said, you guys never skip a beat.
You can see it in the glass. Yeah.
This one actually has a bit of a history to it. I made the bottle with a different type of potion inside way back at the very start when we were doing tier 3, I think, or tier 2 maybe. And I made it and made a whole bunch of potions and was like, hey, we're gonna do potions as hand trades. And then Timmy was like, wait, what if we did something else with this? And that's kind of when we talked about having it as an upgrade. And so we held on to that. So these are one of the first assets that I ever made, but just the potion. But that one's been sitting in my back pocket for a while until I decided to revamp it and make something cool out of it.
It came out beautiful over there.
It's so cool.
Question 2 over here from Arrow Art, because I'm interested as well. Will this website be mobile compatible?
Yeah, so for mobile, it's mobile web compatible. You can open up on your mobile browser, and you'll be able to navigate the leaderboard page. So this homepage, you'll be able to navigate all the leaderboards and see the upcoming bonuses. You'll also be able to click through, and we have a mobile view for this page where you can see all the trades and the points for each raccoon, but not mobile connect. Like right now, I think there's mostly just Eternal. So you won't be able to do like any of the My NFT stuff or the messages stuff. You won't have the wallet connect. But you'll be able to basically do all the read-only functions and basically see everything. But none of the stuff that needs a wallet, that'll be on desktop. And there's a message that says, hey, go to desktop. For now, we'll see in the future if there's a little bit more mobile wallet adoption, then it'll make sense to do that.
Yeah, no, that makes sense over there. But that's perfect. So you can at least see what's going on, keep up to date with everything, and like I said, we can all get to the computer. It's not like you're rushing to do anything, right?
Yep.
I think people will mostly be looking at the leaderboard as well, just seeing where their raccoon is sitting in the leaderboard, just checking in.
Yeah. And if you have multiple wallets, you can easily just like switch from a different wallet here, and you can disconnect the wallet and all of that's like pretty easy.
Right. So if you hold different raccoons and different wallets, right, you could still squad them up together by just connecting different things and selecting whatever wallet they're in, and then doing whatever function if you wanted to like add different things if you for whatever reason wanted to have them in different wallets.
Yep, absolutely. If you have them in different wallets, you can still join squads. And if it's not even your wallet, if it's someone else that owns it, they can still join the same squad.
Perfect.
And then, DeFi Mofo has the question, is it hardware wallet friendly? And yep, we've had a bunch of people already testing with hardware wallets. Good. And no issues there at all. So that was nice to see. A lot of this is powered by Lucid, if you're familiar. That's created by Alessandro, who created Space Buds. So he has a pretty cool library that makes a lot of this easier.
Awesome.
So
oh wow, that's awesome. Keeping it in the community.
I was going to ask too, for you guys, is this like taking advantage of the new SIP68 technology?
Well, we didn't have to. The nice thing is our policy is unlocked, right? Our policy expires in the year 2850 something. So we actually can just update your metadata that way.
Okay.
Because we had to mint last summer when that SIP wasn't even proposed. So our solution has been to keep the policy unlocked, and so we can do everything that SIP can do. We don't run into the same issue that Space Buds and some of these locked policy projects have, because we left it open from the start.
Right.
In the future, maybe we don't have any plans for another mint right now, but I'm really excited about that SIP, and so I think if I were to mint something new again, I would certainly use that SIP. We had to get around it by keeping our policy unlocked. But if your policy is open, then you can do everything that it can do. So
that's awesome. And then a question too for this, because I'm sure you guys have teased this a little bit about partner projects, because I've seen the Twitter lately, and you guys have got a bunch of new partners, including Clayforce, you've got Goombles, who else did you guys? Ape Society, and then there was
Introverts.
There you go. So how do the partner NFTs work, and how do you get credit for them?
Yeah, so we've announced those 4 partners so far. Kiama, do you want to explain this? You're welcome to. You know how it works, right?
Yeah, sure.
Go for it.
Yeah, so if you hold any of the NFTs, and it has to be the policy ID that we have kind of put up on the post, so it's their main PFP. Okay. And we've been quite selective with who we've chosen for this, and we still have a bunch more to announce, and we're going to do that over time. But for the ones that we have announced, if you have one of their PFP NFTs in the same wallet that you have your Raccoon, you're going to get additional bonus points.
Okay.
Yeah, so, and you might have one from each. You might have, just the one, whatever it might be, you're going to get rewarded for just having them in your wallet, just sitting there.
Okay. So if you announce a partner project that's going to be taking advantage of that, then you just need, if it's in a different wallet, just move it over. Is there going to be like a snapshot period and stuff like that to be able to get credit for that?
Yeah, yep. And that's actually, we're always going to let you know, like, when the snapshots are coming here with this next snapshot timer. So just make sure to have all your partner projects, NFTs in there before we do the timer. We'll announce ahead of time, like, for the next 10 days, these are going to be the partner projects, and there'll be 2, maybe 3. And so as long as you have just one of the NFTs from any of those partner projects, you'll be getting the boost for those 10 or 15 days.
And you get a bonus per NFT you have of that project?
Yeah, do they stack? Or
no, they don't stack, at least for Battle Round 1.
Okay.
That would be a little bit too much OP. Maybe later, we'll see. But for now, we just want to be very safe, very careful. But that's something we might do down the road. And so right now we've announced 4 partner projects. We're going to do at least 10, but actually there's probably going to be a few more than 10 partner projects for the first round. And our approach has been to everyone that's helped us along the way, people that did major whitelist partnerships with us, projects that maybe have played poker with us, that are all around a similar price range in order to keep the game balanced. They're all just being opted into the first battle round. And then for the second battle round, we'll probably create a long list of candidate projects and then have the community vote. Each holder will get a vote. So that's what we want to be doing moving forward. But for the first round, it's more of a thank you to all of our friends, all of our projects that helped us along the way. And so, yeah, the Ape Society, Introverts, Clay Force, were the ones we did so far, and Goombles just yesterday. But every 2 days or so, we're going to be announcing the rest. They're all going to get announced by the end of next week. And then we're going to potentially announce some even during the battle round. So look for that. So we want to keep the buzz happening. There's potentially more upgrades as well that we're going to announce during the battle round. So we're not going to go silent. Our building mode is kind of past. Now we're going to be a hybrid building and kind of marketing and PR to kind of keep the energy on the project.
Yeah, we have some cool upgrades as well that we've been talking about for the next battle round, and some of them are not 3D related, but they're just utility that we can do with it. So we're excited for that as well.
Nice. So when the launch page and everything goes there, you obviously want to come there, see what's about to be upcoming, so you can kind of take advantage of that to set your squad up and everything along those lines. Dialing back to a question somebody had, is it advantageous to have a varied amount of traits? And will those traits, just in that bonus question to that, will those be voted upon? Like, how will the bonus traits be decided? Will the community have any involvement in that, or is it going to be randomized? How's that going to work?
Yeah, right now it's the full set of all of our hand traits. And we're going to choose like maybe 3 or 4 hand traits every 5 days in order to try to get through them all. We have over 100 traits, and so we might not be able to get through them all in the battle round if we don't do like 3 or 4 per round, as well as our wardrobe traits. So the different uniforms, and that's because every raccoon has hand and wardrobe traits, but some raccoons don't have hats, or some of them don't have glasses. So we're not going to do those, but hand traits and wardrobe traits, and it's the full set. And what we have is we use Node.js on the back end and some crypto libraries that we're gonna eventually we'll publish the source code for the random number generator. And so for battle round 1, it's just a random number generator written in Node.js, which is a JavaScript language. And then what we want to do a little bit later on is, once we finish the random draw, I just finished doing the Plutus Pioneers program, cohort 3, and basically I have a Plutus Pioneers script that will basically mints an NFT. And so what we want to do is every 5 days, when we do the random draw, mint the results of the draw to the blockchain. And so that way it'll be kind of immutable. You can just look at that NFT. And so in the project wallet, we'll have an NFT for every 5-day period, and that NFT will show you what the random choices were. That's just to bring in Cardano a little bit.
Sharpen your skills while building the project. Love it.
Right?
My
Yeah.
man.
Well, that's I mean, all of my work, like creating the YouTube channel, was really just an excuse for me to learn animation and mocap. Like this is all mocap stuff that I didn't know before I did the YouTube channel. And then we created the stake pool just to learn that. A lot of these projects are just kind of selfish excuses to kind of learn new skills, right? And building in the bears is what it's all about.
Absolutely. And isn't that such a fun way to tie that back for anybody who doesn't know, is that your model for Timmy, right? That's how you and Kiama got connected, right?
Yeah, go ahead,
that's how we
Kiama.
met. Yeah.
Yeah, you can-
So Timmy was 2D, and then he got in touch with me. He emailed me, and I was only just toe dipped in the water with crypto. I think it was Ethereum at the time. He got in touch and said that he was looking to have a character made, and but he contacted me just as Timmy, which was super suspicious from where I was sitting.
Yeah.
So I was like, no thanks, see you later. And then he was like, no, I'm a real
That's so cool.
person, and I do this, I do that, and gave me a link to his site, and I checked it out, and then we talked about what we were going to do. We did the character together, and then after we'd done the character, we kind of like wanted to keep working together, but we didn't have anything on our plate at the time. But we talked about maybe doing something else together, and then we kept in touch after that to see how 3D Timmy was handling his mocap, which he buzzes out every now and then, but he's 90% of the time he's solid. And after that, we decided to kind of pitch a project together and create something that we'd made ourselves, and that's what ended up being Raccoon Syndicate. Was kind of we started way back. I think the first time we met was like on New Year's Eve. I think it was the first time we got was New Year's Christmas. I'm not sure. Yeah, it was the first time we got in touch.
2020. Oh yeah, 2021. Wow. Yeah. So about a year and 3 months ago is when we met.
I can see how that'd be suspicious. Like, hey, I'm a blue cat. Have you heard of these things called NFTs?
Well, it was just like from Timmy, like no surname, like he was Prince or something like that. Just he's like Shakira, just the one name.
Timmy. Yeah.
Yeah. And I was she knows. Now Kiama knows my real identity and everything. Knows my full background. There's probably about 5 or 6 people in Cardano that because I've had to sign papers and stuff that know who I am. So I'm semi-doxed. But I haven't like fully doxed. It's just not fun. I think once you know who I really am, it's pretty disappointing. And so, I just like to keep it a bit more of a mystery.
Raccoon Syndicate coming to CNFT Con?
Well, we'll see. Like, we didn't get to go last year. We want to see. I think a big question is like, to be honest, justifying like the ADA spend. I mean, we don't want to do it from like our project wallet when ADA is at like 32 cents, because that would, decimate the project wallet. Now, obviously, like flights and everything could potentially be personal. Like, and, I don't think we'd use the project for that. But if we go like, we want to be seen as one of the top projects. So we would want to be a co-sponsor maybe and like have one of the larger booths. And so I think we're still debating whether 2023 or 2024 makes sense. We'll have to see. Obviously, we see BTC ripping, and a lot of the people I follow suggest that maybe Q4, maybe early next year is when ADA starts to catch up. So we'll see. But that's not the only thing we're considering. We also want to go there with an announcement. And so we want to see like what we can have ready by the fall, and if it makes sense. So I'll say. Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, if you're worried about doxing, just get like a big old Timmy mascot.
I was gonna say, you gotta get a mascot outfit.
Like a Hosky. Yeah, you got Timmy out there. Yeah. It'd be the same thing.
And then you could take time off. You could hire a couple guys, have them in rotation, so you don't want to be out there a little bit.
Yeah, you don't even have to be there.
Somebody gets slipped and wants to pull your head back.
You could go incognito. You could go as yourself walking around, like undercover boss style. Have someone else run around as a cat.
I'm a huge fan of furries in real life. If you guys want to get furries, all 5 of us can go in furries. That could be a lot of fun.
Let's do it.
Oh, that'd be funny. Real quick,
is there scalies? Can I be a snake and just on the floor?
What animal would the 3 of you guys be if you had to be an animal furry?
Animal furry?
I don't know.
Does it have to have fur?
Well, I don't know. Otherwise,
that'd be like a whale.
Yeah, I guess no. Yeah, a whale.
Can TJ both be a horse? Can we share a horse? like the shared horse costume? No, we're gonna do one of those dragons from like the New Year's festival.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Be like in a dragon.
Yeah.
Oh, like all 3 of you in one dragon?
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, who's at the back? That person basically just gets pulled around.
I feel like
one in the chariot. I'm gonna be in the back.
They're gonna
pull me. Maybe the caboose.
Yeah.
Oh man. Quick couple questions here, because we were talking about maybe we'll just do this for 15-20 minutes. We don't got much to share, and here we are. We knocked an hour out like nothing.
Oh jeez.
will there be any utility for your Tim 1 pool?
Oh yeah, let me talk about the Tim 1 pool, and then maybe we should do a giveaway.
Yes.
But in terms of the Tim 1 pool, we actually retired the pool like about 3 weeks ago. And so, you know, the Tim 1 pool, I've just been so busy with Raccoon Syndicate. We never reached like that high level of delegation, and you know, I'm not a whale or anything, and so we weren't creating enough blocks to even like cover the server fees. One thing is like I wanted to have at least 2 relays and the producer. So there's like 3 servers that are online 24 hours a day, and it was losing a few $100s every month. And so I decided to shut it down and just be like 100% focused on Raccoon Syndicate. I think if you're going to do a stake pool, you got to be doing a lot of marketing. You got to be going out and hustling and trying to get that delegation. And for me, like my time needs to be spent on Raccoon Syndicate, especially building the game, and now the game is launching. Now, that's not to say there won't be a Raccoon Syndicate pool in the future. You know, we don't have a plan for that right now. But yeah, for right now, it's just 100%, you know, on this project. I haven't even been doing like YouTube videos or anything because it's just a lot of work, and you know, there's kind of an obligation to these holders now. So.
Yeah. Well, no, I understand. I don't know from the stake pool game of how that works, but I understand that it's a lot of work that goes into that. So I'm assuming you guys are focused on other things. So good to know. Quick thing. This is a great partnership that I'd love to see you guys be able to work somehow into the future with. Shout out to Cardano Poppy over there, Future Fest. Have you guys ever considered something like that?
Yeah, we love to be. We were actually part of like a festival. It might have been with Future Fest. Like there was a festival 3 or 4 months ago that we sponsored. There was like a nighttime concert, and we gave away a ton of whitelist spots and NFTs, I think. And there was a whole area that was like the Raccoon Syndicate area. So I'm all about the metaverse. You know, that's why like I lean into this Timmy the Cat kind of character, because I love the idea of representing yourself however you want and like being in the metaverse. And so, yeah, we'd love to like do something with Future Fest 100%.
There you go. And then that leads right back into the next question of if you're doing that, Kiama, are you working on your own 3D model yourself?
Oh, we have actually talked about, because we're talking about the raccoon heartbeat and whether we jump on and I be one of the raccoons, but we have to figure out the kind of mocap side of that. I think I've got kids running around, so trying to keep that gear safe is pretty tricky. Yeah.
There's a lot. Like right now in my room, I've got 6 light boxes on the ceilings and the corners. And then on my body, I've got 11 sensors that are kind of strapped with Velcro on my body. And like right now, I'm just doing my upper body. But when I do my full body
helmet.
Yeah, I've got a helmet as well. And so actually right now I'm wearing my helmet, and there's a stick on the helmet with my iPhone on the stick. And so my iPhone is about 2 feet in front of my face right now. And it's capturing all my face movements, you know, my tongue, because it's attached to this helmet. And so I use Vive trackers, like the VR trackers. I've got 12 trackers on my body, and then these light boxes around the room. So it's a bit of work, but it's a lot a lot of fun.
I would love to see the behind the scenes. That sounds awesome. It sounds like
a lot more complex than we were setting up. We were trying to get Tommy in as his clay. It was a lot more.
Yeah. Sure. I can imagine. You know, that'd be a great YouTube video for behind the scenes, Timmy, of how to set one of those up. Especially for people in the space who maybe don't want to dox, but they want to be a part of something. If they wanted to go that route, there's a fun way to go ahead and do that. Just know that Timmy did it first, though. We just got to make sure that
there's steps to it. Like right now, if you just want to do the face only, like you can do that just with an iPhone, and you can put the iPhone on your desk, and so you can have the blinking, you can have the tongue and everything just with the iPhone. But if you want to do hands and legs and you know,
have you got fingers working?
Well, so I bought these gloves. They're called Manus gloves, but the glove technology is really expensive. It was like 3,500 USD just for 2 gloves. So I do have the gloves, and I played with them a little bit, but you know, it's just uncomfortable to be wearing them for a long time, and I don't want to get like sweat or anything in them. So I bought them, but I basically never used them. But yeah, check them out. They're called Manus, MANUS. They're like the industry leader in glove technology, and there's got like over 50 optical sensors on all the fingers combined. But it's very expensive to do the hands.
Yeah, I'm just picturing like a mocap suit now, but like behind the scenes.
That's all good.
I've worn one. I used to wear one I used to work for a studio, and I was a producer there at the time. And when we would do animation, a lot of animation was done with mocap in a huge warehouse studio. And we didn't have an actor for one of the things. And so I jumped in one of the suits with the little dots and everything like that. It's like a skin tight. I was very skinny at the time, so it was fine, you know.
Dude,
and
that's fun.
It's a lot of fun. Yeah, it's amazing the technology that it's so accurate.
That's scary at the same time, but that's amazing, especially with all the AI stuff coming out nowadays. I mean, you could have a whole personality, like you said, online. It's gonna be interesting. But no, Timmy, it's really cool to see. I didn't hear the little bit of backstory on that. And we did say that we talked about doing some giveaways. I think everybody's been patient here. We've been going for about an hour and 5 minutes. Maybe we want to set some of those up. And what do we got tonight?
So we're actually going to be giving away 3 of our potions, and the potions are the most powerful consumable upgrade that we've announced so far. So they give you, do you have
60%, 60% boost for 3 epochs.
For 3 epochs for 15 days. So for 3 out of 10 epochs. So you can apply that to one of your raccoons, and that raccoon will get like a super huge boost. So we're going to give 3 of them away today.
Awesome. I was noticing on it, there's some on like secondary market. I just had a question for those when we get into it. There's different multipliers on those. Is there, what exactly does that mean?
Well, so each of the upgrades will give you more of an increase to your BPM, the base point multiplier. So every 5 days, everyone gets 100 points by default. But then if you have the potion, the multiplier is 60%. So you'll get 160 points instead of 100. And so this is how you'll start jumping up the leaderboard. If you drink one of these potions for the next 3 epochs, for the next 3 snapshots, you'll be getting 60% more points. And then you also get a boost if you're in a squad. And then you also get a boost if you have a partner project. And so all of these boosts stack. And so you'll have the partner project boost times the potion boost times the squad boost. And now you're really talking.
Wow. These are really good because I think it's twice as much as milk. I think it lasts longer. I think milk's only 2 epochs. Yeah.
And is there a way to make? Are these randomized of how you get the different potion multipliers on these, or how do those work at all?
All the potions will have the same multiplier, and then all the canteens have the same multiplier. All of the milk have the same multiplier.
I think that the thinking behind that was when we were creating them, we were thinking of creating tons of them, and then we're like, wait, no, we want people to know the multiplier based on the image. So they see the image and they instantly know what its value is. And so we decided to kind of cut it down to 5 of them, and where they're easily recognizable and everyone knows where the top and where the bottom sits.
And actually, Tommy, if you open the filters, you can see kind of what the if you open the filters on the last page, you can see kind of what the different values are for the ones that we've minted so far. And so we don't want that. If you go to at the bottom boost percentage, this is where you'll see how much of a boost you're going to get.
Okay. Oh, so the dumb me, just to clarify, because I was being stupid too at the same time, was that I was looking at the number, like the serial number, and that X at the end, it looked like X7, X5, and I was like, yeah. So that was just me being dumb at the same time. So there's only 3 different pairs. Yes. Yeah. I'm
on vacation.
Jet lagged over here. So is there a visual difference between you were saying the 3 different boost types, or is that just you have to go into the metadata to see that?
There are 3 different consumables. So the milk is the 30%.
Got it. Okay.
And then the 50% should be the canteen. And there is a 5th consumable coming, but we're just waiting for things to kind of line up with who we're releasing it with, so that you can see that.
Got it.
Shouldn't be too far away.
Cool. Okay. Awesome. All right, we can jump off of that. So, so we've got 3 potions up then for grabs tonight. So everybody, if you own a raccoon, you can use these to boost these up for your the upcoming game here, which launches on the 31st, correct?
Yep. Game launches on 31st, but the game website will be open this Friday. So you'll be able to come in this Friday, start creating your squads, connect your wallet, and play around on Friday, probably in the evening Pacific time.
Amazing.
Did you say the Forge is going to be on the website too?
Yeah, probably for like battle round 2, because right now there's not enough NFTs out to actually do much forging. But at the end of this battle round, we'll send out 10,000.
Nice.
That's when we'll have the forge available and real time render for the wings. It'll be a lot of fun.
Awesome. Well, I guess we could do a keyword over there. TJ, you see the word over in chat? You already got it set up?
Yep, we're ready to go.
All right, guys. Well, we're going to go ahead and post this over there. We'll do all 3 winners, draw them all at once, make it fun. Exciting for everybody?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
But real quick, before we run this over there, we're going to drop this over in chat. But if we have 69 people, which is very nice over in chat. But no, we wanted to go ahead. If you guys are enjoying the content out there, like the video, or just like to support Raccoon Syndicate, go ahead and hit that like button down there. It helps support the show. It helps grow CNFT content. It gets Raccoon Syndicate's image, their whole brand out there a little bit more than what it is over on our channel. We're just trying. We're in a bear market right now, so any support helps, and it makes us happy, like we always say. But we're gonna run a keyword here for everybody. We got to run this keyword. Thank God for Timmy putting this in there. Our keyword tonight is always, it's a little bit of Nafafa over there. Let's run that over inside the giveaway channel. And that, if you need clarification, that's not financial advice. That's fun advice.
Always.
That got born. I don't know. Was that was the Future Fest thing we were looking at, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
You said it actually.
Because it was a little bit of just go pick up a Future Fest, and that's not fun advice. That's not financial. That's fun. Because sometimes, like you said, we get so
completely butchered your phone phrase, bro.
Hey, I'm jet lagged right now, and I've been out of the game for 2 weeks, guys. But shout out to everybody over in chat who's Nafafa and over there. I've seen Nafafa pop up in other Discords and other little things on Twitter and things. So it's a fun little phrase over there. It's not fun advice. No, shout out to the NFA guys too, because I love that. Because I always think about who's the NFA. No, it's NFAFA. But no, I'm excited. Thank you guys for debuting a lot of this information too. It's been really it kind of like reignited a new spark again, because you always
caught me all up. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I think it's been like, it's so easy to get lost in like what's coming out and like what's not, what's not working and things like that. But then you realize like people like yourselves are building right now, and you've got something that, Cardano's not necessarily this doom and gloom thing that everybody thinks it is right now over on Cardano Twitter.
Yeah.
So very, very big shout out to you. And it's amazing to see it kind of come to life.
Oh yeah, we're all about Cardano. Cardano's in our blood. Cardano's home, and so right now we're not doing anything cross chain or anything like that. We're all about Cardano. I think it's just a bear market. I've been in a bear market before, and this isn't as bad as it's been before. So I think for a lot of people going through their first bear, they see BTC ripping, but this is actually a good thing. We want to see BTC, the Bitcoin, go up in price, because later the people roll those profits down into ETH and then down into Cardano. And so if Bitcoin stays low, then people don't make money to put into Cardano. And so this is part of the cycle. And so, yeah, I think we shouldn't get discouraged. I saw a couple tweets like, how come Bitcoin is ripping and not Cardano? It's like, this is what you want. Now's the time. Yeah. Well, I'm not going to give any financial advice, but yeah, this is what you want.
Advice.
And then later on, this is gonna help us. So.
Well, if they ever line up the charts,
before, yeah,
they kind of mirror each other. So BTC goes first, and then Cardano will go next. Not next, but they'll follow suit.
Yep.
Yeah. Like I said, the first market cycle for some maybe, or especially coming from the last bull run, who maybe caught it a little bit after the tail end of it, and now here we are. And like you said, BTC is everything follows BTC. So like you said, if they take profits, we're ripping. All altcoins are next.
I think the last bear as well, it got down to around 2 cents per ADA. And so this bear, we're sitting around, at 30 cents, but I think we got as low as like 22 cents. So that's like a 10X, right? Between bear market lows. So, if we do another 10X, then we should expect the next bear market to hit like a $3 low, a $2 low, which is fine with me. If 5 years from now, we're never lower than $3, then that's totally fine. So it's a long-term game.
It's important to remember that, right? This is not a short-term thing, maybe for some, but the NFT side of it's so new. So it makes it fun and exciting to do this kind of stuff. And there's a lot of opportunity right now too. So, but all right, I think we're getting up there. I think we had at one point over 70 something people in there. I don't know how many got entered in, but I think
60 eligible users, but I think that's
good. So if anybody hasn't typed Nafafa, go ahead. We'll give you about 10 more seconds, and then we can run this and go ahead and draw the winners for the 3 potions, which are going to be used to upgrade, or you can sell if you want to win it. But either way, I think you should probably hold on to that. Try to test out the game a little bit. You know.
All right, ready? 3, 2, 1. First one. Jack Ho.
Oh yeah, that's one of our astronauts.
Nice.
There you go.
Semi whale in the project. I guess we got a lot of raccoons here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Pino San or San. How do you pronounce that? Sorry.
I like how we get some new winners over here too.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pino San. I'm not sure I've seen Pino in Discord too much. So yeah, that could be a new person.
Not only are you a Pong winner, you are a consumable winner. Congrats.
Let's go.
There you go. All right. So everybody, congrats to Jacko, Pino, San, and Pong winner. Those are a little harder to say than the normals, but we
guys really struggling on that Pino San.
Well, I want to make sure it was right.
You know, there's those names over there sometimes that people like to get a little clever with that catch you off guard if you say them right. But no, congrats to all the winners. If you guys have won, go ahead and Timmy, do we want us to direct them to us, or you want to direct them over your guys' way? I think the best way would be to screenshot your YouTube username and go ahead and send that over, so that way we can verify it's you through YouTube. And then if you got a different Discord name, just put the screenshot, and then obviously we'll get your name. But you need to make sure, Timmy, make sure you're in the Raccoon Syndicate Discord over there. So
yep, that sounds good. Yep, that'll work. If you guys want to just take a screenshot, you can send it to Tommy. I think like Jacko and Pong Winner are already in our Discord, so actually they just can go ahead and create a ticket in our server. Perfect. And then or they can contact you guys, Pino-san, if you want to contact the F35ers. That works.
Yep. Okay. Yep. Perfect. Cool. Awesome. Well, we appreciate that, guys. And then big shout out to Raccoon Syndicate. We'll see 11 days from now. We get a chance to start playing. So if you guys do not have your raccoons, maybe you want to go ahead and start taking a look at it. And oh yeah, did I say 11?
Yeah, you said what? 10 days and
well, I guess
hours.
It's a couple hours. Yeah. There you go. Timmy, when exactly is the upgradables, or when they need to see that on the website? When is that going to go live to show the first trait bonuses and stuff like that?
Yeah, so this Friday, you're going to be able to log onto the website and start creating squads. And then our first battle round starts March 31st, but about 2 to 3 days before that, we're going to do the random draw. So around maybe March 29th is when we'll do the draw. And then on the website, you'll see what the upcoming bonuses are. And then if you want to buy a raccoon, you'll go ahead and try and get one of the ones that has the upcoming bonus. Cool. Yep. So those are the timelines. So thanks so much for hosting us. I'm going to stick around. I want to drink some tea, as they say. I want to talk some drama here with CNFTs. I don't know how you're doing, Kiama, because I know you've got a young family there. But I'm looking forward to that.
I can hear her crying. My time is limited.
Oh, understandable.
Well, like I said, feel free to stick around if you like. If not, no worries. It's always a pleasure, like you said, to have you guys onto the show. And I want to say that you guys may be the guest we've had on the most now.
At this point.
For sure. Oh wow!
Yeah,
let's go.
Yeah,
nice.
I think Blake was up there. But yeah, I think you guys are the leading one now.
They might be tied with Blake. They might have to do an official Blake count.
Truly enjoy having you guys on every time, though. Anytime you guys
absolutely
for sure.
You always bring it too. Always bring the information.
I think you're the show we've done the most as well, right, Timmy?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, F35 is the show we've done the most.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully we're the most enjoyable out here, having a little bit of fun with you guys. We love to keep it light and keep it fun, and it's great to have these kind of conversations, and just shout out to you guys and your professionalism. Every time you guys come ready to show, and it's always a fun time. So shout out to you guys, and Timmy being from the content creator world. It's nice to have that perspective a little bit coming on. So.
Every time we come on here, we're always talking about RS. Maybe if we get time, I want to know what's new with you guys. Like last time we talked about merch a little bit, but is there an F35 NFT coming, or like what's gonna come? Like, is there a remix to the show? I always feel bad, kind of shilling raccoons all the time, but I want to know what's coming from you guys, and
Tommy hasn't had that much going on to be.
We're probably gonna do. We have this idea. It's called the Possum Syndicate. What do you guys think?
The Possum Syndicate. Okay, yeah, you can be one of our partner projects.
No, I was just about to say a partner project.
If you own a possum, you get minus 500%.
There you go. We'll be the.
You have to own 35 of them.
Maybe that's what we'll do. Here's what we'll do. If you have a BACC NFT in your wallet, you will have minus, 20%.
That will set you back.
Oh, that'd be funny.
Yeah, that's.
I like it because it's a gamble. It's a gamble,
It is a gamble.
I'm just kidding.
We'll be the impossum syndicate over there. Impossums. Didn't work. I tried it. It didn't work. All right, saying it out loud in my head, it was good. Okay. I mean, as far as plans and stuff for us, I think we kind of we talked about doing some sort of something later in the year. We'll see how that shakes out though, right? Because we are in that tough time, so there's never, we want to make sure that if we do something, it's going to be done and thought out right, and it'll be successful in our own right. We don't ever want to just do something just to do something. So we're focused mainly, I think, especially with me being in the wedding and doing all that stuff before, we're focused on content creating right now, and developing the community. I think at the end of the day, having that community is so much more important to us than any kind of NFT or anything that we could ever do. We have fun doing this. It's always fun showing up on a Monday, and we'd love to continue to keep growing, going into that next market, and then having fun interviews and different relationships with content creators. So I think right now that's kind of our focus right now. Continue to grow our base, and then we'll see what happens.
I guess, Tommy, you might be minting a 1-of-1 pretty soon. Maybe we'll see.
I don't know. We'll see.
not.
I don't know. My mint luck hasn't been too crazy. Although I did get a nice gopher yesterday when I did.
Oh, I think Tommy, he's talking about. I just caught on, not like a 1-of-1 between you and your, your newlywed.
You just got married, right? Just got married,
did. Oh, yeah. You again. Mint lag right
over
now.
my that was over my head too, because I was like, oh, I hope not.
Oh, you didn't take the real mint. Come on.
I did do that. Yeah, I did do that. We got married. What was it? 2 weeks ago. The third over there.
I've already forgotten. Oh,
congratulations! Yeah.
Welcome to the life of forgetting your anniversary. Yeah.
There you go. I know we can't. It was pretty easy to do. We did like a 3-4-2-3. So it was a little.
Oh, wow.
It was a nice little. I don't know, easy way to remember it. So it was fun. We had a great time. And then shout out to TJ was over there. He's one of my groomsmen. Tom, unfortunately, did not get to come because he got sick with COVID. So it was a little tough, but so we got to catch up a little bit with him. But it was a good time. We had a lot of fun.
That's awesome. I'm happy for you. Over in Jurassic Park there.
We were in Jurassic Park.
Pretty wild.
It was fun. Yeah, we did Maui, Kauai was probably my favorite. So
That's
it was great.
Yeah, Tom, you mentioned that they filmed Jurassic Park. And what was the other one? King Kong.
King Kong, the new King Kong was done over there as well. They showed us some of the sets and stuff over on the Nepali coast and things like that. So it was a lot of fun. We had a great time, and kind of sucks to you get used to being in that mode out there. It's such a carefree world, and then you come back and it's like I had emails, I had work, I had meetings. We got to do a stream, and it's just like it just comes back on top of you. So it was fun to get away for a little bit and disconnect, and it kind of gives you a little perspective coming back that all this isn't as serious as it needs to be, right? You can have some fun, especially if you're feeling burnt out in this market we're in. Just like you said, take a step back sometimes. It's nice to do that.
Yeah, definitely. It's good advice.
Well, yeah, other than that, though, we could talk about some stuff that's been going on, because obviously the timeline, I don't know where we want to lead off. There's different marketplaces. There's new mints coming up. There's mints that did not expect to sell out, but did. It's caused all kinds of different topics that are going on. Where do you guys want to start tonight? Because, I mean, we could talk. We've got a new marketplace out. We could kind of start there maybe and make our way.
You've been getting a lot of already getting a lot of use out of it too, Tommy, since
it's
a couple days back.
It's been a lot of fun. Big shout out to Flipper.io over here. This used to be Free Roam from the guys who were over at Ghost Chain. They rebranded from Free Roam, got Flipper. The alpha is now dropped, and they have the first official mint that is live right now with Goofy Gophers Mining Club, which we've had Ryan onto the show as well. So a lot of new exciting stuff. I know obviously JPEG or JPG, however you like to say it, is the king of the marketplaces. They've taken over and haven't really had any competitors. So this is the first, I think, real one outside of Plutus.art, which is launched as well. That's really given them a run for their money, and we'll see what happens. But so far, so good. I don't know if you guys have got a chance to experience it yet. I went ahead and I was minting Gophers, so I've had fun with it. But I don't know. Have you guys tried this out yet?
I haven't tried it, no.
I have actually. I did some homework on it this weekend, and I bought an NFT from there. I actually bought a raccoon off the floor. Well, there's a couple cool things they're doing that are new. They have a referral program, which is kind of pretty cool, where you can create your own referral code and send it to your friends, and then you get to share in like the profits whenever they mint. So that's pretty cool. Every time your friend mints, they're sending you a little bit of ADA. So that's a fun way to troll your friends. But they also have a token. I think. I think they're gonna have a token. I might be speaking ahead of out of school a little bit, but from what I understand is they might be giving a token. TJ, do you know anything about that? No,
the flip token.
Yeah, the flip token, right? Yeah, so they have one.
I don't know exactly if is it called flip down here? Maybe that's what it is. It would make sense to me.
There you go.
There you go. Yeah, that they would have one. And so another thing, which is interesting too, on the website, when you go to like take a look, say, let's take Raccoon Syndicate, right? You go on the secondary
you really
market.
Just post your referral code in our chat?
Hey, don't.
You son of a bitch. No one click that link. Do not click that link. That's a spam link.
TJ just upset he didn't come up with it.
Yeah, I am pissed. I didn't send it in there.
Oh man. Yeah, anyway, TJ, we need to brush over that. But one thing that was very interesting about this is that you can see the activity. They do have like an aggregator. Looks like And the aggregator will show you if it's listed where it's listed at, if it's inside of their contract, or if it's over in JPEG store, and you can actually purchase.
All right.
Yeah. So right now, this raccoon right here that's up for sale, this diamond for 1,099 ADA, is over in JPEG store, and it's in a JPEG store contract. But if you wanted to go ahead and purchase it, you can actually purchase it on Flipper's website.
Yeah.
So I like this because I don't need to go jump to different marketplaces. If I want to buy something, I just go to Flipper and I can buy it directly from here, whether it's in JPEG. Still gets their fee if you buy it on their website. So it's not taking away from JPEG by doing that. It's interesting because it's nice that you don't need to go shop around for different marketplaces. It's just all there in one spot, which is
like Amazon.
Yeah, there you go.
Exactly, yeah.
And so you may, if anything, hopefully that's an incentive for you to use their site, right? And then that kind of ties back a little bit maybe to the Flipper kind of side of things, because this reminds me a little bit of, I don't know if you guys are over on the Ethereum side, but the marketplace Blur caused a big upstorm to it disrupted OpenSea's market share a little bit because they incentivized trading on Blur to get the Blur airdrop, which essentially they backed a bunch of money behind that, and people were basically got free money if they were trading and they were farming points over on Blur's marketplace. So it took away market share from OpenSea. So I could see that maybe, and I know JPEG's teased this a little bit about potentially doing an airdrop for JPEG token. Maybe Flip's going to do that. I don't know, but it's cool that these different features are coming online. There's a reason for you to come to this this website here. So
what I like here, right on this page, if this activity feed has all the listings as well, you can see when it's listed or delisted. Whereas I think JPT Store only shows the sales, but then on individual wallets, you can see list and delist, but not on the project. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I don't know if this is the same Ryan over from Goofy Gophers. If it is, shout out to you, Ryan. If it's not, then shout out to Ryan. There's another one inside the chat. He was saying this was something that was cool too. Like you said, you can see the different activity. So if you go to like the mint that's live for Goofy Gophers right now, if you go into the tab, you can actually see what's being minted live over in the activity. So yeah, your mints are coming through right here as well. So that's a really neat feature. And you don't need to go to pool.pm to go ahead and do that. It's like I said, I think they're going more the all-in-one route. They're really heavily focused on the stats and being a one-stop shop.
The UI is much cleaner, easier to get around.
It does feel that way. I know they were still syncing some of the blockchain. At least they were. Yesterday, I think they were like 75% synced when everything was up and running. And I know the alpha part of this is still, they don't have everything up and running, but it's interesting because they're there. And it's out now. So now we've got a reason to maybe go over here or at least check over here. And we'll see what this does to JPEG Store, because obviously JPEG's been under a little bit of heat, and maybe not necessarily their fault. That brings us into another topic over there. But I don't know.
I saw something, someone tweeted that when you go to a collection, if you can't afford it or don't have enough ADA, it will say like can buy like 0. And he's like, I like that feature, but it's also depressing to see that I can't buy anything.
I can't buy any space.
Rub it in over here.
I got 207 ADA in this wallet. Yeah, that is a fun feature though. It's like nice, but it's like, all right, I'm broke right now. Okay.
Thanks for reminding me. I can't buy anything.
Honestly, I don't really know what that feature before. Like, what case are you ever just like, oh, let me check this project. I can buy 15 of them. I might as well. Like,
I was thinking about that yesterday.
Would come into play, actually.
When it came to Goofy Gophers yesterday, I was thinking about that. I'm like, you know what? Should I sweep some of the floor? Or should I continue to mint? It's like I could buy maybe 5 here, but I can only mint 3. But let's weigh out the odds. And then they've got stats for like flips and things like that. Again, about people who are buying and selling. I don't know all the details of how the activities and the stats that are going to work with certain things. They're basically mirroring this, so this is going to become like OpenCNFT.io as well. So everything is all in one. And they tease this thing that's this huddle over here, which are like these subgroups. And I don't know if you're huddled up with a project. I don't know what that means yet. They didn't really gone into it, but you can also check your huddles and things like that.
I was wondering what that was too, because I joined a few of them because the projects that I hold. I was just curious if it's just like a place for chatting and trading in a sense. Like if you're at that huddle, I would assume that you could just trade within that place for the NFT what someone else has without waiting for a sale. You could say, oh, I just posted this on JPG, or I just posted this for sale. Maybe someone could trade me for it within the huddle.
They tease it as something like, I'm huddled up for the Gophers right now, but eventually like all your subscriptions or your main things are like in one spot. So you don't need to you can kind of customize your dashboard almost. And I'm sure there's more to it than that.
CB Hasha asked, do we know the fees for Flipper? So if they buy through Flipper on JPG, is it
like if you go to buy something from here?
Yeah, and it's listed on JPG. Is there an extra fee for Flipper?
I don't know. I don't think so. I think it's still the standard fees for each one in the marketplace. Obviously, yeah, you're not doing that. But you can buy 8 on here as well or swap them. Okay. So I don't know. I think it's still the standard fees. Like if I go to list something, let's see if I go to like try to go sell a gimbal or something like that. Yeah, so you can single or you can okay. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see. Creator royalty has 5% and they have a 2% service fee. So
yeah, but you're listing on Flipper though. You're not buying. Like does Flipper take a cut if you buy on their website through JPG?
No. So if I was
no, but they just want you using their site. They're not. I don't think
Got
they're
it.
making actual cuts. Yeah, they're willing to lose that amount to JPEG's buy as long as you're within their store and giving them the traffic. I think that's this time just to get the users up, and there's also ad potential and things like that. So it just makes sense. Plus the tools have to be effective, and what you were there for is the tools. If you're going to be there for the tools, eventually the market may follow to where I'm already on this site using these tools. Might as well list here as well.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, yeah, that is Ryan from Goofy Gophers. So shout out to Ryan there.
Oh,
Yeah.
shout out Ryan over
cool,
there.
Nice.
Huddles will be a social aspect like Reddit. Eventually, they want social features so you can chat to someone you're trading with, for example. Okay, perfect. Okay, so this is all brand new over here. I mean, it's very clean. I like the UI so far. I haven't had any problems with it. I minted Goofy Gophers when it's going very smooth yesterday. I didn't have any issues with it. I know some did, but for me, I didn't have any problems with it. I will say that I do love Flipper in the sense that, say, a new project that was minting right now, they have their public, I think tomorrow is Her Monsters. One thing that was interesting is when they started to come online, they had all the attributes, and you could kind of see
like
how
CNFT tools, yeah.
Yeah, so you could see how many of there, and then depending if there was a rare trait, like in this case, here's a diamond right here. There's only 33 out of 3,000 of these. Like that's a higher hit point. You can kind of get it better for sniping and stuff like that. It's an easy way to kind of like not have to dig around too hard. And it kind of does it for you when you're looking at these. So I was able to actually like snipe a rare trait or something along those lines if you're searching through the collections.
So they're really trying to go for like a hub, so it's JPG store combined with Open CNFT, combined with CNFT tools, combined with CNFT jungle. There's like this portal for CNFTs, like the Yahoo of CNFTs, the Lycos Alta Vista of CNFTs kind of thing. That's familiar. Yeah,
that's interesting, right? Like I like the ease of use of this. And then the other thing I know, at least as far as like on-chain assets, I know with Goofy Gophers, sometimes over on I know JPG, they weren't able to display some of them because it was on-chain. Where here it was like built around this collection a little bit. So it's cool to see some of the differences over there. Like these are all on chain. The metadata is all here. It's built in. Where if you go over to, I don't know if they fixed it yet or if I know that was yeah, see, so some of the stuff isn't loading yet over here. So those are one of the differences as far as on trait goes, and isn't able to pick up all the properties because I don't know if you can pick that up over in chat, Ryan. I don't know if that has to do with any of the SIP68 stuff or not, or if that is just a way their metadata is built. I don't know. So there's different, better ease of use, I guess, with certain collections. Over on Flipper, at least for now, and I'm sure JPG will get
scroll down a bit. What's that score there? What does it say? Kingdom score?
Yeah, so you have a kingdom score. This is for Goofy Gophers. So
okay.
Depending, this is kind of like an unofficial, like a way, like a rarity, like a kind of status from what I gathered out of it. Like the rarer your gopher, the higher the kingdom score they have inside there. I don't know if that'll have any bearing on anything outside of it, just showing that they have a rare score, but it also shows you the boost for the individual gophers as well. So I thought that was a cool little feature. Cool. Yeah, so big shout out to Goofy Gophers because I'm very excited for them. I minted, I think I'm up to like 16, 17.
Very bullish, yeah.
Oh yeah, we're also big fans. Like Raccoon Syndicate, we did some partnership with Goofy Gophers. We gave out some whitelists and stuff. Love what they're doing. So yeah, fully endorse Goofy Gophers. 100%.
I just can't believe they're not sold out right now. Like this is a project with real utility as far as like crypto mining goes. I mean,
busy week too. We talked about that.
It is a busy week, but people always like stream for utility and they want to return investment on project, this, that, and the other. This is the project that offers that. And
but even the Ape Society had trouble selling out. I was surprised by that with the Kotas mint. It took like 2 or 3 days, and so it's just a really tough time right now, I think, to do these collections. But shout out to them for going for it.
Yeah, I think there's lots of layers to that, right? I think the CODIS thing, there was a little bit of an exploit that happened for the rare gold ones. So once those were able to be found, I guess the first 500 assets, the rares were labeled 1 through 500. So people, once they figured that out, because it was multi-sig, the golds were gone. So what was the incentive? Most people were like, if I can buy it below mint price on the secondary instead of minting it, why? And I know I'm not going to get the rare anymore because the rares are already gone. What's the incentive for me to do that? So that
these multi-sig like NAMI based minting, it's nice because you get the NFT right away. But I'm still a champion of like send ADA to an address because you can send your ADA and right at 1 p.m. and then go on with the rest of your day. You're gonna get your NFT. Whereas for some of these ones where you got to use the browser and use NAMI, like you have to keep trying. You have to be there for like sometimes hours at a time, I'm still a big fan of the address mint. I think that's something, if we ever do another collection, maybe we'll be the project that's doing address mints, even like 2 and 3 years from now, kind of old school. Because with the address mints, you can also support every type of wallet as well, right? You don't need to have just a browser-based wallet.
True.
And then, so I kind of like the address mints.
Well, you make a good point because like I have an Apple phone, so I can't use Eternal, the browser on the Kiwi browser, I guess it's called for Android users. So when Goombas was minting, I couldn't mint from my phone. I tried to have my wife do, but I guess there was an issue with the website. So thank God for the issue because I was able to actually drop the address and I just mint from my phone when I was at work, no problem.
Actually, Goombas was the one. I remember.
Know that is TJ.
I remember when Goobas was minting, like there's a bunch of people in the Twitter space because they had to like pause the mint for a bit, right? There was like a small issue there, but people have to they kept retrying on the website. So that's when I was like, this is actually a cool advantage about address-based mints is you just send the ADA and go, right? And that you just kind of like get on with the rest of your day.
I don't know if you guys can see right on the share screen here. So they will have some sort of support for this, right? With an address or a mobile mint or something along those lines with a QR code.
Oh, wow.
So I know that will be a thing. I know even Gophers were stating that if they weren't able to get it running, they were going to run with the address mint, but luckily they got it done in time to be able to do it on the website. So one cool thing about this as well was the gifting minting feature too. So if you were able to go ahead and mint this, you could confirm that you wanted to mint an NFT. I don't know if it'll let me because I don't have enough balance in my thing right now. But you could also gift it. I did that for what's his name? A buddy over in Space Otter Society. He's like, hey, I'm on the road right now. If I send you some ADA, can you shoot the mint over to my wallet? He sent me the ADA and I actually minted it directly to his wallet. Didn't need to go ahead and mint and send it. So that there was no like, oh, I minted a 1-of-1 and didn't give it to you kind of thing. It was like, no, just send it directly to his wallet.
That's actually awesome. I like that a lot. That's a cool feature.
It's a cool feature. So if you trust a buddy or somebody, but you don't trust them to be full, they get the rare stuff. At least it's a fun way to go ahead and do that.
Yeah, when you partially trust someone, that features right on there.
Yep, 100%. So interesting stuff over there. But we did want to point back to this of like the Discover page. So I do see this sitting up here now, but you don't see it in the top things because this is maybe for the the overall. But here's there they are. Okay, so they're over here. The Bored Apes over here, the Cardano Bored Apes, and then this is
Before we jump into this, I'm gonna have to jump off because I can hear I am well needed.
You're leaving like right when it gets.
I know, and I really wanted to be here for that bit.
No, it's probably safe to leave. This could get me in trouble, but
right.
Be good to me. Yeah. All right.
Kiama, thank you so much for jumping on tonight. It's been
thank you for having me, guys. Thank you, guys.
Have a good one.
See you soon. Bye.
Take care. Yeah, guys. So this is a spicy topic over here. Yep. So maybe that was a good time to duck out a little bit. Let's bring this back up because last night this was it was kind of a joke, right? We were like, oh, this project has been around for a while. At least they popped up last year.
At 132.
So here's the interesting thing is they popped up last year and everybody called it out and then it kind of just got shut down. And then I hadn't seen anything really from it. And then recently again, I actually posted a poll over on Twitter. I was like, what is everybody interested? Like, are they going to be flipping? Are they going to be holding? And then someone commented, Bored Ape Cardano Club, and I was just like, that's a joke, like, you know, just kind of whatever. I was like, nobody's really minting that. And then they launched, and the problem with the issue that a lot of people, or at least, or maybe a little misinformed too, is that it minted on JPEG's platform, minting platform, which again, they don't need to co-sign this. It wasn't a promoted launchpad thing for them. It was a feature that anybody can do. Like we could go mint a project through JPEG. So there was no endorsement on it or anything like that, but people like automatically took it as like JPEG needed to pre-screen this. Why did you let them mint here? This is a joke. And then the big thing about it was like, oh, it's not going to sell out. And then all of a sudden it got a little bit of hype, and it sold out. And not only did it sell out, the floor, I think the mint price was like 40 or 49 ADA. Yeah. And now you've got a floor price of you essentially you're getting close to a 3x right now. And the volume that they've done is the #1 volume, at least right now in the last 24 hours, beating out Goofy Gophers, beating out Her Monsters, beating out Codis. Like it, and everybody's like kind of just doom and gloom right now. Like, are we really in this state right now? Have we made it this far in 2 years? And this is what the #1 project is. People are minting what they're calling an obvious rug. Again, not saying that it is or isn't. I don't know anybody from the team, although the main part of this is that it's Bored Ape Cardano Club. It's clearly a derivative of Bored Ape Yacht Club, and I don't know what the implications that they have.
I don't know. Are you sure? That's a bold claim, Tommy.
I mean,
bold claim.
I mean,
call them out like that on stream.
I'll call them out like that. I mean, this is the exact Bored Ape of somebody's. It's like 9553. I forget.
Yeah, someone posted that today about that. Yeah,
but one thing to note though is that IP rights for Bored Ape, they're like the Yuga Labs could put a claim into it, and that's not necessarily the case. I believe that Yuga, they don't, as long as their logo and stuff isn't used, that anybody can use the Bored Apes for whatever they want. They don't have the IP rights over that. So that's why you see so many derivative Bored Ape projects. The real question that I have for this is that who the hell minted this, and why are we at this floor right now? You are the ones
buying it, not minted. Minted, I could see like, hey, I'll roll the dice. It's 45 ADA, $20. Let's see what happens here. Who's buying these at 135? And who's justifying it and rationalizing it? Like, well, this one actually looks pretty cool. I'm like, yeah, sure they do, because I mean, they didn't have to really come up with a lot.
There was I don't know if it was a wash rate, if it wasn't a wash rate, whatever it was. There was one that sold for like 69.69. That was one of the a huge sale. But if people are really complaining about this project and JPG should have pre-screened this, no, you guys who bought this did this. You guys did this. So I don't want to hear any of that. They've also got
they're upset at JPG Score for just doing what they're meant to do, to be a marketplace for projects and then also provide minting services for projects. It's our job as community. It's our job as community to not indulge these projects where these creators can do this low effort thing, and like they're just making royalties money, right now.
Well, having them on the show right now is kind of helping as well. So like we're kind of partly responsible here just by showcasing.
Shut it down.
We're here to report what's going on inside the space, because obviously this is a huge topic, and I mean, not to give it any more credit. If you really want, to me, I don't know. Like I said, if this is the derivative art of this is one thing, right? Obviously, everybody knows and loves Bored Apes. Is this more the caliber of the actual artwork behind this? Maybe, I don't know. It's so bad.
My position is, what do they say? Like all press is good press, any press is good press. And so this is kind of going a little bit viral. It's kind of, it's a moment for Cardano, which is cool. And like maybe people on Ethereum will say, hey, look at this crazy Cardano project that is stealing from Bored Ape Yacht Club. And, people might be like, oh, what's Cardano? Like maybe I should take a look. Like Cardano has NFTs, ? Right. So, there could be some adoption that comes out of this. And, I like it just for the lulz, right? Just for the lulz. It's a fun thing. I don't know how I support about like stealing art and IP, but from a CNFT fan, I just love the drama.
Was it fun enough for you to mint one or buy one?
Me, no, it wasn't that fun. No,
it wasn't that fun.
No, yeah, it's fun to watch, but I don't jump in.
No, I say it. So here's the interesting part about this, right? Is that people are still buying. Like, I don't get me wrong. Like back in the day, it's been hilarious for me to be like, yo, I'm gonna get in this because you're gonna. So I guess it's two different mindsets too. Of like, well, the people that do these projects, where it says that they're a serious long-term Bored Ape project, right? How long-term this will be, who knows, right? Everybody's assuming that this thing is not going to be around long, at least from the sentiment you get on Twitter, right? And I think that's why the outrage is what it is, outside of it just being the Bored Ape basically clone at this point, derivative. But the other part of this is like, who's buying these? Is it part of the team now that's really hyping it up? Is it not? Yeah, it's like, I don't know. There's so many things that can go into this for people that are just like, you know, why are you minting these things? It's like, well, there's money to be made out there, and at the end of the day, your bags are important, at least to, you know, the majority of people in this space. So there's the people that are on like the greater good side, and then there's the degen, and people are like, dude, I can make money right now, I don't care.
But we also had we had some of those collections like 3D, like the D bags, you know, and like these other kind of like pencil drawing ones. But like, it's these novelty things that tend to actually do well, right? Like at least for like a period of a few days up to a week. And like there's all these projects that are like really good, giving ton of utility. But if they don't like break through the zeitgeist and like start to make news and make waves, they're just not going to do well. So much is about exposure and hype. And something like this, like it's causing so much conversation. It's probably going to do well for like a few days.
I'm in the same boat. The biggest problem I think that a lot of people have is that we are still willing to, you know, there's projects like Goofy Gophers, Her Monsters, all these other new ones that are coming up that are minting out, that are, you know, not struggling, but they're not insta sellouts or anything like this. But then you throw a project that clearly is not, I mean, at least in everybody's mind, this is definitely not a long-term thing. If anything, they're just capitalizing on this brand real quick, and then they're taking that money and then it'll be gone. And they're like, if we continue to keep doing this, this is going to keep happening. And we wonder why nobody takes us serious over here on this side of our chain. So there's a lot of there's a lot of depth to this conversation. Outside
not only that, though, they're taking the #1 NFT project across all blockchains as a whole visually, right? So most people who are in crypto know what Bored Ape Yacht Club is. So when you see that or see these images, you're like, oh, cool, you have a Bored Ape Yacht Club. Like, no, actually, it's a Bored Ape Cardano Club. Like, what's that? You know what I'm saying? It's not. I don't know. It's like a great value version of the Bored Ape Yacht Club.
Well, take this. Here's my other, I guess the other argument to this is take BTC ordinals, right? BTC punks. They're clearly punks that are over on the Ethereum side, but the BTC ones that are out, right, they're over on Bitcoin. Those are being very valued right now. So what's the difference if somebody was to go there's been punks over on Cardano before. We've seen that happen, but there's clearly no backing for that. Nobody values like, oh, these are the first punks on Cardano. What, you know, what's the difference, you know, in that regard?
I like Uncle P in the chat has a really good trading strategy. I think he's got a good perspective on this.
Profits into raccoons.
Yeah, this is what you NFA, but this might be what you want to do.
I agree. If you extracted some, I don't know, man. If the people are going to mint this anyway and make money on this, hopefully like I said, some of that money's been reinvested if they made profits into other projects. But like I said, it breeds I mean, there's always going to be projects like this that are going to come out and try to make some money at the expense of the community. And the more that we just continue to keep buying into the hype, they'll still be around. If that never, you know, if that eventually goes away, they'll find another chain to go do it on, and we'll move. But like I said, go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
No,
like you said. Well, I was going to say a different lens on this is, you know, look at their volume, 260K. It's high, but it's not crazy high. It's not like 1 or 2 or 3 million. But we've had other projects that have minted, you know, 2 million ADA, 3 million ADA, and then kind of rugged, maybe slow rugged. Some of them were like fast rugged. And those are the ones that really like bother me, because it's like a ton of ADA that's kind of leaving the ecosystem, and who knows what they're doing with it. You know, we had another game project. I can't remember what it was a couple of weeks ago. A big game project decided to kind of close up shop. But I think they minted like over 1 million ADA. So for this thing here, BACC, it's just kind of a fun thing. 260 ADA at volume. You know, I don't feel like there's a ton of ADA leaving the ecosystem from this.
What is it? Yeah, they were 49 ADA times. How many ADA? There's 5,000 of these things. Yeah. I mean, it's still ADA that potentially, like you said, if the guys disappear, I mean, obviously all NFTs are a risky investment no matter what, right? But at the end of the day, you got to decide what you want to do with that. I think it's more a personal responsibility at the end of the day than it is any of the minting platforms. Because if we want to stay decentralized on this, sure, JPEG put up a derivative flag warning on this, but it's not necessarily their job to gatekeep who comes onto the platform, because you get into a very sticky situation by doing that.
Yeah.
You know, and we don't want to get into that. That's the whole reason we're in a decentralized atmosphere. So if you guys are the ones that are the ones putting this to the top or doing whatever they're doing, it's our job for people like content creators to be able to talk about this stuff, to call it out for what we see it. And if they prove us wrong, then that's a completely different thing. But outside of that, you make your own financial decisions at the end of the day, and you should not be trusting anybody who's shilling you anything without doing the research yourself. Doesn't matter who they are.
Tom, I'm gonna share some real quick that Rez pointed out for us.
Go for it.
This is an image of one of those Bored Apes, and that's the background. And
oh yeah,
Cardano?
Cardano there's a bunch of different backgrounds that have been used through Pinterest. So and they're saying, at least on this side, at least for that I've seen, the defense is that these are like free sourced like images. That
I don't care what the defense is. I don't care about like the legality of whether or not they're meant to use it. It's the fact that there's literally zero effort being made, and even if it's just 45 ADA, they don't deserve any money for what they've done. Like you want projects like this? I'll throw these together. We can do 2 a week, like no problem. This is easy peasy.
I didn't know it was that.
It's just so simple to do, and it's more just like, I don't want Cardano to be the place for scammers or the people that are just looking to make quick money, because like, hey, they like to have a good time. They don't seem to give a shit over there. We'll sell for 30 ADA. We're still selling 5,000 of them. We're gonna do great, and people just kind of go like, it's a big joke over there, and it can be fun, but I don't want that to be the place where this is. Like, people come, they look to do that. Like, hey, they don't seem to really care. They just laugh about it. Let's just go there and make real fast a ton of money.
I didn't know that they were like, like grabbing art and backgrounds from other places. That actually changes my perspective on it a lot. Like, I see Kiama working so hard to create like all these raccoon models, and like we work so hard not to have generative art or like copy pasting things. And then after seeing that Pinterest background, that changes my perspective like in a big way. I think, we shouldn't be rewarding that.
Yeah, it'd be one thing if they were doing like a full original set, just kind of use like, hey, we love the monkeys, we're allowed to do this. But as to just be that low effort, to just that like in your face, not even try to hide it. We're just taking your money for copy and pasting things, doing no work at all, like just the easiest work possible.
That's different.
Yeah, this is
That's
great.
Hilarious.
Yeah,
That's
isn't
so
it?
funny.
Yeah, bought my first CNFT, had to do borrowed art, and they did the Shutterstock
the Shutterstock images. Yeah.
So it's got a lot of people, like I said, it's got a huge conversation that's going on. But I think it brings it more back to the community side of this, is that if these guys are doing these low effort stuff, let's call it out for what it is, right? Like we're saying, hey, this is all borrowed stuff. You guys, do you really want to go ahead and invest in something like this? And if you guys still want to support this, that's your money. You do what you want with it, but don't expect anything out of this. And if you get burned, that's on you. Kind of deal.
And also, if you don't see like some of these other projects that are trying to develop and do something real, that it's actually serious, and can't kind of get enough people on board, because people see this space as like that kind of space. Like, oh, isn't that the one where they like steal a bunch of art and you guys all buy it out and it sells out? Like, yeah, why would I go to that blockchain?
Yeah, it's got to be right. Yeah, it's got to be somewhat. I don't know, Timmy, on the other side of this,
it's not the noise you want. It's not the people you want to bring in with that kind of project.
Yeah, this is where it gets like, people are dropping serious aid on this. Is that actually real? Is it not real? And if it is people actually doing that, again, everybody I think is financially motivated for this. And that, I mean, if you can make a bag, you can make a bag. But like you said, you're playing with a super highly volatile thing right now where you may get burned. And that's the risk that you're taking by buying one of these things and supporting something like this. Like you said, it opens the door for so much more to happen like this, when there are great projects and great people out there like Raccoon Syndicate, like Flipper, that are out there. There's so many different people that are building right now. So if you want to support something that's more long-term, that's where I think that's where the argument, and I think where a little bit of the frustration is because volume is so low. There's these projects that are big right now that have not sold out, and there may be liquidity issues. You've got so many big mints that are upcoming. It's like next couple weeks, and then that brings me. Let's pull maybe to a little bit. We can transition out unless anybody's got anything to add to this.
Well, I wanted to say just what Oside said, where people are going to feel defeated. You're going to have, like you've been talking about, Tommy, these projects that are putting real time, like, and real effort, and something they may have been passionate about now for a couple of years. They've been developing or working on or trying to find the team, put it together so they can start it. And they're going to put that time in, and they're, essentially be like, why did mine fail? And this is the kind of ones that we're seeing succeed. And I mean, to believe that there's any chance that they would see this out long term when they can't even take the time to make their own backgrounds. I mean, at least put a blank image, something. Like, they can't even take the time to do that. Why would they take the time to do the full project? They're just going to keep hyping this and collecting their royalties.
That is true. I mean, there's got to be an incentive, and that's the other thing for developers and for artists and for creators to come to this chain, right? And I think a lot of that, like, money, unfortunately, rules most of that. They need to have some sort of funding to do that. So if there is an where it can be defeating, I can completely understand that, where you have a project, you put so much time and effort into it, and a cheap thing like that happens, and people just go crazy for it, right? That can definitely be frustrating.
I think like we all are on the same page now, like as community and as buyers and CNFT fans, we shouldn't be supporting this. I think the more interesting question then is like, okay, what should JPG Store do? Like, should JPG Store support it? Should they be allowed to be listed? Should they not? Maybe they should be removed from the main page? Like, what do we want these central entities to do in terms of censorship?
That's a tough question.
It is a tough, right? Because if you're going on a pure, if you got a pure decentralized like look on it, like, you know, they should be able to, they can do what they want, right? And you can flag it like how they flagged it, right? They've got the derivative flag up there, so maybe there's at least a notification for it. If they've committed anything malicious or whatever, I'm sure they can have the right to go ahead and remove it off their website. You just get into like a sticky situation there of like, we're blacklisting certain people we don't like anymore, and that's where I think there's a very slippery slope there on that.
Yeah, I mean, as long as I think they have probably some sort of rules. You probably can't have like explicit hardcore pornography and stuff. I'm sure they have some sort of regulations in place. I know there's nudity allowed. We've seen that with other projects, but it has to be done in a certain way.
Oh, really?
Otherwise,
let's bring that up.
This is on,
it's a PG stream.
Yeah, this is on YouTube.
Yeah.
PG-13. We get one F word allowed per show.
DMs.
Fuck.
Yeah. Dude, well, and this is kind of, it's not JPEG's fault, and I agree. I'm not blaming JPEG on this at all. I have
so let's let them
that.
list. They can have the project page, put the derivative flag on it. And what do you think about, like, if it has a derivative flag on it, they don't show up on the main page, like, you know, where it says like top trending 24 hours. Are we okay with that? I might be okay with that.
JPEG also put out a statement in regards to this, because obviously they were getting a bunch of heat and it was all directed at them. They did put a statement out today in regards to this. It said basically that they've seen concerns about projects using their tools to mint, and they basically gave like their stance on it. They want it to stay decentralized. They support that. And then basically what they were saying is that it's a platform, it's a tool that anybody can use, and they're not endorsed on their launchpad. And they showcase this disclaimer on mint pages, informing every user that they're not doxxed, they're not endorsed, whatever it may be. And if it says if you are an owner or a content of a copyright, a trademark that is being used as a collection showcase on our platform, you have the ability to report a DMCA takedown, which will be reviewed and taken action upon at the earliest. So you can report it, and if people find substantial evidence to it, they can actually take it down. So there's a way to go ahead and do that.
Well, even like you said, their actual logo is an actual Bored Ape on Ethereum.
Well, and again, the Bored Ape, I mean, as long as if they've got permission from that user, then that's one thing. But again, it's Bored Ape Yacht Club. As far as Yugo Labs, I don't think there's any trademark thing that they can deal with, because that IP of that ape isn't Yugo Labs. They're not using their logo. So it has nothing to do with them. It has everything to do with that individual, maybe Bored Ape owner, who's like, hey, you're using my stuff, take that down.
Yeah.
That could be a different angle from that, which I think people have even tagged the guy who has that Bored Ape. What if that guy is the guy doing it? How does everybody feel now? I mean, I don't know.
I mean, if it's the Bored Ape,
that guy, the founder of this project behind this, is the owner. I mean, I'm not saying that it's better. I'm just saying though that as far as legality wise goes,
I guess he'd be in the clear for using the logo. Sure, he's clear there.
Again, there's a lot of layers.
It's just more to me. It's not that he broke copyright laws or anything like that. It's just the low effortness of it.
Oh yeah, and the fact is that people embrace the low effortness of it. And that's the problem. I think that's the main conversation point that we're looking at. I don't even know what I was going to go transition into. I literally, I forgot what I was talking about. I was going to say we were going to move into something else. damn, I'm completely thrown right now. Let's go check maybe over chat if there's anybody else who's got any comments on this, or maybe we can kind of put.
Well, and Jared Andrews said, "What if you were talking about the logo? I mean, sure, that's a great idea, but coming after someone is can be a lot more difficult than you'd imagine, especially in an international market. I'm not as well versed in United States copyright laws, let alone when it's like, all right, well, the person that owns that lives in Laos, and the person that they're now going after lives in, I don't know, like a random country that sounds crazy. You know what I mean? Like, just completely unconnected. Not a lot of communication. That gets so much more difficult and complicated and complex.
How do you think it's going to go, the floor?
The more we keep talking about it, and the more that people can make money off it, even if it's the owners at this point, right? If you're an owner of this and it minted out and it did its thing, and you want to take some of those royalties or some of those profits to kind of roll it to get it up to wherever it is, because people see the price going up, outsiders may want to try to make that bag. And the problem is, eventually somebody's going to get stuck holding this. And if these guys are around a year from now, I will retrace my words, and these guys are thriving and doing their thing.
I mean, they could be around, but do you think, what do you think they're going to be doing as far as offering instead to hold?
All I know is that they're doing dope ape shit according to their website. Okay,
that's not what it says. Stop it.
I swear.
That old video I do dumb shit with my friends.
That's what I thought of.
That's literally what their stuff says. It says we're doing dope ape shit over here.
Oh wow.
I don't know.
I just thought scroll up. It said it. Scroll up a little bit.
Oh yeah, yeah.
All benefits person dope shit. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, they're doing dope ape shit. That's pretty. Yeah, the Ape House where we create some dope ape shit right here. And yeah, so I don't know. You guys can figure out whatever
you get want. Everyone in to vote and all. Like, even how they kind of say it almost sounds like they're trolling and just like, watch, we're gonna make this sound so stupid and people are still gonna buy it. We're just gonna laugh as we collect money. Like, watch, we don't even need to try. We can just be like, no, we're going to do some crazy shit. It's like a cult. You're going to be like a member. You vote on shit. And it's just like, really?
My favorite part about this is that the artist, like, if you go to their white paper, like, they're not even trying at this point. They're literally like, this is where I'm saying where the surface layer of this is so dumb, where you get to like the team part of their white paper here. Their founder,
you're ripping into it now.
I don't care, dude. Their founder over here, this guy Martin, has a total of 36 followers. Flipper, shout
when
out
was
to you
it
guys.
Created?
July 2015. Okay. So you've got a founder with 36 followers. You've got another founder with 42 followers, not followed by almost anybody that I know. And we've followed quite a people, right? You've got an artist that is not linked. You've got a developer right here, 31 followers.
Are they calling themselves an artist that just copy and pasted stuff on there?
I don't know. But my favorite part about this is their community manager right here, or sorry, their moderator is this lady, and I don't even know if this is a real lady? They have tweeted nothing in regards to anything that has to do with this project.
Yeah, what did that say about advocate for
medical rights and shameless chaser of material? Like, again, this is all from their official website. So if you click on any of this stuff, one of these guys, that Mr. Shaddy, their community manager over here, is rugged. He doesn't even exist.
Wow. So I also don't know any of these names. Like, these aren't people we see in Twitter Spaces.
And last updated 6 months ago. So again, clearly they're camping.
Let's rip them off stream for a bit.
That actually makes me feel better that it was 6 months ago and not like 3 days before mint. This page just like suddenly appeared.
I'm just the reason I'm giving it airtime, because you're going to talk about it, but if there's my airtime right there, is to prove a point of that. Yes, you guys have got this got to where it's got, but there's no research or anything done into it with so much red flags over there. Why is it where it's at right now?
The big question I have now is, Timmy, are you going to add raccoon dope shit to your website?
Please do that.
Like raccoon shit. Like, one of our consumable upgrades is just raccoon poo scat. So when you eat that, you just get like super powerful.
Yeah. So I don't know. But anyway, this is a huge topic of conversation going on, and I'm sure they'll have their little moment, and hopefully things will go back to normal, and everybody will go back to focusing on who's building for not everybody can build dope shit, not dope ape shit, but dope shit over here. I don't know, real quick, because we're on the transition. I don't know if you guys got a chance to take a look at this, but Her Monsters is doing their apartment mints, and TJ, I think we still need to mint those, don't we?
Yeah, actually, I minted mine with them for our wallet. Yeah.
Okay, nice. Yeah, so
right now.
Yeah, let's show it right now. I'll send you my address. Let's try that gifting thing you were talking about on
Ooh, I
Flipper.io.
like that.
Let's do a live
TJ,
test.
have we minted our wallet?
No, we did not.
Oh, do we want to do a live mint and showcase this off? Maybe.
Okay,
Let's
so
do it.
$ Blue Cat is my handle.
Okay. So let me go
No,
ahead
no,
and make
no,
sure.
don't send it to me.
No. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna pull this up over on this side. So her monsters is one of my favorite things about this is the detail right now. Like they have the mint page open right now, but
Yep.
before this there was like a whole there was a game thing that had to happen over this. There was
Oh, look at this! Wow.
I don't know if have you ever seen their website, Timmy?
No, I haven't. No, I've talked to a couple of people from the team, but I haven't seen this. No.
So they've got some really cool stuff that there's some dope shit over there. I think you had to head to the HQ, and over here you could click on this these barrels, these fuel barrels. There had to be 100 of these and 74 like firework crate. It was like a little community puzzle, and once that was done, the mint was unlocked. But before that, you could head over, I believe it was to not the Green Mile but the warehouse. And if you clicked into the warehouse, there was a little fun game here where you had to open this door up, and in order to get it out, you had to get these barrels. So you could collect a wrench, you could collect the fire extinguisher, and what I would do is that the alarm would go off from the security guard. You click it, and he'd be like, "Hey, don't click the door." So you have to basically 3 phases of this, where you would wait for the little camera up here in the top left to look away, and then the way to do this would essentially, when the thing's looking at it, you would just drop like a little thing in the bucket to distract it. You'd hit it so the noise wouldn't go up, and then eventually there's a little car honk that happens to get the third one up, and it gets the door going, and eventually you can roll the bucket, the 3 of these out of there, and then that got the barrels. And once enough people did this, you were able to go over to the Green Mile. Was where it was. You can take I got you to a new link. Another way you can get to it is by doing this, or from the main page, click on the map, and then you can go to the Green Mile. So once that was completed, it opened up the mint. It had this fun little portion of the website. You click on the plane, and then this took you to the Anvil minting link to get there. So it's a really cool, fun, interactive way to do this. I'm getting murdered right now on the volume.
Yeah, that static on the website. Yeah.
So that was rough. I don't know how many we can mint, TJ. Oh, we can do 3.
Check that though, because I think there might be. Wait, did you nominate yourself?
No, we remember we got one for Tom over here. So Tom, buddy, we don't want to do 2 and 1. I don't know.
2 and 1. We'll do 2, and then Tom do the other one.
Perfect. There you go. So we'll bring that up. Let's do a live mint over here. Let's have some fun. Let's see, because I love the traits for her monsters over here. And I don't know if did any of you guys get a chance in chat to go ahead and do that puzzle?
I missed out on the puzzle, honestly. I saw it though being done, like you said, but I didn't get the chance to actually do it.
Right. So we'll see what we get here as those blocks confirm.
I do know it was figured out quickly.
Oh yeah, I didn't do any of the transmissions with the radio this past week either. But what I will say is that the interactability of it has been really fun. The artwork has been amazing. I don't know if you guys have got a chance. We'll take a look over on Flipper. Let's give them a little.
I posted mine today in the showroom. The last 2 I got.
You can bring them up and pull screen away from me as well. I was just going to showcase some of this stuff, because what I really enjoy about them is their traits, and how if you have like some of the astronaut suits and the reflections, and same thing how Timmy, kind of where you guys have a little attention to detail with them, they do the same, so that if they've got something sticking out of their mouth that goes past like the little thing, this breaks open.
Oh wow.
They've got some reflections in the astronaut helmet from the blade itself. They've got some cool little just the attention to detail on this collection has been insane, and it's really hard to gauge the rarity on some of these, like this right here with the flame head like busting out of the astronaut helmet. This will open up. You can see quite a bunch of these, so it's really cool, the artwork and stuff that you can see here.
That looks like really good work. I want to see projects like this do well, like, not in the back so much, but all the effort they put in, like they should be doing like 10 times more volume than BACC, right?
Right, they should, in theory, right? And that's the thing, is like, why are people putting their money there versus here? And what is the reason that people are not supporting stuff like this? Or is it truly the pricing of stuff, right? Or are we truly, other blockchains you can make a lot of money quick? Over here, maybe the volume isn't there. So are we narrow-minded in the sense that we'll only support stuff if it's really cheap? Or are we used to that from maybe when we started with like 30 to 98 mints during that first time, even though the dollar value for that was a lot higher at the time? like, you know, there's a deep layer of conversation there. That's for sure.
I mean,
we got
I just
Florida.
don't. Is it more just the sentiment of a lot of the community is like, I'm just here for mints and flips and to make the profits.
Yep.
And as far as all this, like holding it for 5 years or playing games, not really interested. I'm just here to make like my money and collect
What's
data for
this?
free.
So Rez has a new project coming out. I don't know if you guys ever seen this yet, but we've been working on it for a while, for a few months now.
Oh,
What
Timmy,
is this?
Timmy,
This is
watch out for the board Timmy club over here coming soon.
It's the
Wow.
first sneak peek, he said, original art.
Yeah, well, Timmy CC0, so feel free to use Timmy. There's actually like 6 or 7 projects that have Timmy like in their collection.
Oh, really?
Yeah. This is really cool. I love the hat.
I wanted to go here and we got our reveals here, boys. If you guys want to take a look, they're actually pretty cool looking too. Here we go. Here's the number 1 over here. We've got a pirate hat. We've got some little angel wings. We've got a Teresa helmet with the dog, and we've got actually that's a cool little that's a bunch of different traits. Actually, that's a really cool one.
The second one's clean.
Yankee Doodle over there, feather in the cap.
Yeah, and this is my favorite over here. Shout out to Mario a little bit, maybe a little green shell backpack over here.
Oh wow,
I had one of those actually.
That's actually really cool looking.
Katie, yeah.
Yeah, so these are the 2 that we just minted over here. So shout out, and again, all the artwork for this stuff is super cool, and it's unique. It's something. It's not like your typical project you would normally see. The artist.
Look at that. They've got wings too, right?
Yes.
How impressive is that? We just showed off our wings, and they created this like NFT in like a few minutes to have wings. Also, that's like really impressive.
Right? Wild, right? Are you sure they're not watching the stream? No.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
I love how like one of them, like this one, has so much going on, and then the other one's super clean.
Yeah.
Like super variety in these 2 mints. Really beautiful, and I love that blue skin too. Let's go.
It looks so well. Tom, do you want to see what yours is, dude? We'll go ahead and let that sit in the back. We'll see what that happens in the background. But yeah, no, shout out to her monsters. If anybody hasn't, the public mint starts tomorrow. I don't know the exact time on that. But if you guys are looking,
11 a.m., 12 p.m.
11 a.m.
Eastern time.
Yeah,
Eastern time.
Is this Anvil? This looks like it might be Anvil.
Yes, it is Anvil.
Oh, there, I see Anvil. Yeah, Anvil's a good minter. Yeah,
I love Anvil. Anvil always does a great job. But yeah, it was very interesting to be a part of this mint if you were. Because they've done like all these puzzles and all these different community events, and they've got so much more in the pipeline. But it's the project I know we've been watching for a while. And
I was gonna say, not even just from the mint part of it, like the journey for them has been great to see and watch, because they've had puzzles and stuff to solve from the very beginning, even before their mint.
Yeah, there you go. 10 a.m. Eastern is what Meek is saying over there. So I mean, I don't know. It's you've got a lot of cool projects that are minting right now. There's that was the part of the question that I wanted, or not question, but just comment I wanted to make on this was that the mints all stacking up, like major mints, and maybe it was unintended, right? Like a lot of projects just have deadlines and they stick with them, and if it is what it is, right? But a lot of the time is that we have these big projects where a lot of people want to be a part of them, but you're doing them back to back to back like that, and there's not enough liquidity, obviously, as we've seen inside this, the low volume to potentially service all these different mints that people are trying to go for. Otherwise, people are extracting value from the community because they're dumping other projects in order to get the volume to be able to mint the new ones. Would it be smarter, and maybe from a project standpoint, Timmy, you can answer this, is like, if you guys knew there was a bunch of these all stacking up at one time, would you guys be comfortable shifting gears and making
we absolutely did. There was Cornucopias was doing like a huge land mint when we were coming out. Let's look at this though. Hold on. Wow, look at that.
Wow, bro. Wow, dude. Look at that thing right there.
Snake.
That doesn't look too shabby, huh?
Can we zoom in a bit? That's beautiful. I want to take a closer look.
Yeah, let me see if I can get a
Pull the full PM.
That's what I was gonna do. Yeah.
Maybe right click, open image.
We can do that too. We're just going this route. That
one.
Yep. There you go, Tom. Let's check this thing out. So you've got an angel back. You've got the.
Yep. Did we just get 2 wings back to back?
That we had one earlier from that earlier today. Yeah. I'm trying to see if there's anything cool like this. You've got. Man,
I love a lot of traits. That's so cool.
Yeah,
wow.
Check this out.
Whoa. Let's go.
Wow.
So I really like their that hand drawn style they use.
Yeah.
Brushes.
Is that a BACC circle? No. The founders.
That's such a cool. It looks very well
Hey, that's
done.
184 hit points. That was 154.
This one is 184.
I thought it was 154.
This one is, where is it?
153.
Yeah, 153.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
that's
also
not,
like the
both wrong.
profile, like the 100%
Yeah.
side view, right?
Yep.
And kind of leaning to the left. A lot of people will lean to the right because, like, when you're using it as a PFP, right, you'll kind of be looking towards the text, right? If you imagine a tweet would be on the right side,
Never
but
thought
here
of
it's
that,
like
yeah.
looking to the left, which you don't see as often.
yeah.
So,
I like these
yeah.
profile sides, right? Like this is one of the ones we pulled earlier. Yeah, I think it was from the Prio man. This one is really, I really love.
Wow.
Yeah, no,
I
that was
love the
fantastic.
mushrooms
That's my favorite
too.
one we got.
Yeah, this is probably, and then you got the halos.
How many trades do they have? They must have
Backpack.
like one of the most trades.
They have a crazy, insane amount of stuff. Maybe I just click into one of these, you can see it over on Flipper side of things. So yeah, the arm tattoos, they've got 3,000 of those, like 3,025
Holy
different
cow.
traits right now. At least from what I can tell, at least on this. That's why it's hard to gauge even rarity on this. Is where a lot of people are just like opening up one of these, and there's like every single one looks great. And it's hard to gauge even the rarity. Obviously, there's some rares where you're just like, okay, yeah, that's definitely a major one right there. But I don't know. I know a lot of people have been very impressed with the artwork so far from them, and same thing, at least from my perspective, I've been enjoying seeing it. They've got like the chicken bodies. There was like a one of one like X-ray one that was pulled today.
Wow.
If you get a little bit further down, maybe you can see some of these like really.
Oh, I like
really
that rabbit hat.
What I like is a lot of like about
Where's
your
your hat?
project though.
Scroll up one
Timmy,
more.
is that,
No.
like they did a lot of like
That's cool.
newer versions of traits and things that we don't see commonly
Yeah.
across a lot of projects, which has been
Mhm.
nice. It's kind of refreshing to see. Like, or,
I like the
and if there
backgrounds
is something
too.
that we do see, it's
Yeah.
a really own take on it.
Look at this one,
Yeah.
with the cloud head. Yeah, it's off the wall stuff. Yes, this is one of the one-on-ones.
Damn,
right
that
here.
one's dope.
You got the mushroom one right here as well.
The skeleton one's actually is my favorite. That's
Yeah, this
fantastic.
one crazy looking.
Yeah, that's
Holy
awesome.
cow.
Yeah, so really cool collection right there. And then
Go back
again,
to can we take a look at like the floor ones? What I like to see like what do the basic ones look like? How cool are those?
It's definitely
So-
hard to gauge, I would say, too. Like Tommy was saying, I can't tell what would be a floor.
Yeah, even
Right.
these look great. The backgrounds look great.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's still a lot happening.
and you don't know, even like some stuff that I think would like be like rare, like the halos and stuff. They're sitting towards the floor. The little king crowns on over
Horns,
there.
I saw were low too.
And you
Yeah,
don't see like a ton of like dupes or like almost the same. Like I remember the mice who got like some hate because a lot of people are like, oh, these look the same.
yeah.
But here they all look kind of unique.
It's crazy looking. Even some of like just the hoodies, like the little fire flames, different weapons they've had, the motorcycle helms, like
Click that
little-
one to the right, that blue one with the hoodie.
This one?
Yeah, that one. Look at
That
that. I
one's
like that.
super
It's
clean.
super clean.
Yeah. With
Oh,
no
wow.
accessories, I
love-
like that one a lot.
I
That's
love the
beautiful.
The colors.
Yeah, that looks really, really good.
That hoodie would look good on Timmy with his colors.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
That'd be
Yeah.
perfect.
Wear that to CNFT Con.
Mhm.
There you go.
Man, like I said, this is such a cool project. And again, I will see how the public goes tomorrow. I think there's 4,444 of these for the public sale, and it looks like 3,050 of these. So it looks like it's trending towards a sellout right now. The mint price is 185 ADA. So it's sitting above the floor right now at 280. So people are up on it. So congrats to the team over there for what they're building. It's gonna be interesting to see how we've got a lot of upcoming stuff in this time frame. And yeah, to get back to what we were saying too, Timmy, you guys made an adjustment when it came to your mint date and stuff like that. Do you think that's that's sometimes a very smart move on a creator side of like, hey, look, there's a lot of big things that are happening. We're going to kind of take a little bit get it back away from that attention and give everybody a little room to breathe before dropping our stuff so we can get the attention we feel we deserve.
Yeah, there's a lot to it. Like we knew Cornucopias was going to be doing a huge mint, so we wanted to avoid them. But there's a bit of a dance that gets played where you tend not to announce the mint date until the last minute because when we were minting last summer, the culture was other projects would like mint an hour before or like 2 hours before. And so we waited as long as we could to say exactly what date. And then we waited even longer to say what time, because there was this nasty game where like if you say you're coming out at 9 a.m. Eastern, then another project will say we're coming out at 8 a.m. Eastern.
Yeah.
We're going to eat up all the liquidity. We're going to slow down the blockchain. And that could really hurt your mint. And so there's this crazy dance around choosing the mint date and time and when you release it. Because if you announce it too early, then someone else can kind of one up you. So we waited as long as we could, and then we knew to avoid cornucopias. I was worried because Ore, you know, we didn't know when they were going to mint, and they were like huge, like getting tons of buzz, rightfully so, before we did our first mint. And so I was like, please don't announce you're minting the same week. Fortunately they waited until September, but yeah, you really got to find your window, and like you really want to go when no one else is going.
Yeah. And I think that's smart too. It's not necessarily a bad thing where a creator comes up with a certain date and then somebody else comes out with something. It's like, you know what? I can recognize that this is a huge thing and we may not be able to go square toe to toe with them, or maybe we can, but we're going to pivot our date. And that doesn't necessarily need to be a defeat sometimes. And sometimes that's a smart business, like, management at the same time. You guys, there was a mint, I forget who it was last year, that went up literally up against Cornucopias, like they were brand new and Cornucopias was getting ready to drop. I don't know if it was the land or one of their vehicles. And it got absolutely wrecked because they couldn't compete. Everybody was saving up for the other one. So it makes sense to do that. It's part of the
like Blockbuster movies do the same thing. When I was working at EA Sports, we used to always look at like, okay, because all the games usually come out September, October in time for Christmas. And so it's like really, really, really intense, like concentration. And like I was at EA Sports Canada, where like we release about 20 or 25 games every year because we have like licenses with NFL and NBA. And so we have all our games coming out September, October. And we're like, okay, well, which one's going to go which week? And spreading them out, just like Hollywood movies do, right?
Yeah. So we want NCAA back. Let's just throw it out there.
Right.
Well, I think they got screwed, right? They had to start paying all the players, right? So now
I want it back.
Yeah. For like years and years and years, the NCAA players weren't paid. I remember NCAA football players weren't paid. Yep. And then I have a friend that's actually a football player in NCAA, and he was in like the court case to sue EA, and they ended up getting paid.
Nice.
But it changes the calculus though, because now like, well, should we just do Madden? Like, should we even bother?
Right. That's where you get into those sticky situations, right? You make an NFT version of yourself, and then you can sell it off if you're a valuable player. Then put the value into the individial. I don't know.
Unless someone just does a degenerative project based on your IP on Cardano.
If people support it, then like I said, that I don't know. That's up to there. There's a lot of spicy conversations that could be had on that. And I know one last one I don't know we were going to get into it. And I know it's already 11:20 right now. We've been going for 2.5 hours. I know, Timmy, we didn't mention it, and maybe we can dive into it more on the podcast when we get in this week. Has been ordinals kind of take off too. A lot of people have been finding a lot of excitement on the ordinal side of things because of maybe not the most positive sentiment over here on Cardano right now. I don't know. Have you? I know you mentioned that you hadn't really gotten too far into those.
Myself, I don't really know about how it works or what it's all about, but I feel like kind of like sisterhood, brotherhood with BTC and Ergo. Like these are the three UTX based accounting models. So Cardano is like an evolution of BTC, and we're different from Ethereum in a big way because we use UTXOs, and I can explain what that is if anyone's not familiar. But I'm cool with projects going to like BTC more than like leaving us for Solana or like Polygon. That hurts a little bit more than going to BTC.
You know what we should do, guys? Come up with an ordinals project called Raccoon Syndicate on BTC.
There you go. Right?
We'd support that. We wouldn't. If anyone wants to do that, go ahead. We would support that.
Yeah, absolutely. Appreciate
Create some buzz.
Yeah, appreciate it, Loki, over there. I'm looking forward to that as well. Thanks for hanging with us tonight. And shout out to everybody real quick for hanging with us. It's been now 2.5 hours. We're still holding over 40 people inside the chat. If you guys are still here, hit that like button down there. And if you're enjoying the content, we're here every Monday night at 9 p.m. Eastern to at least 11 p.m. Eastern. We're getting the flow back. And we also run the podcast every Friday at 9 a.m. Eastern over on Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, wherever you find your Spotify subscription partner for podcasting.
What number is this? This is number 47. I remember 47. We were there. We were on like episode 34 during like the golden week of like episode 35. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it hasn't been that long. It was almost a year. We're coming up like we're at least 9 months ago since that has happened. So it's been a while with you guys.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Right? Like going back, I think we've done. Was it 2 or 3 live streams before this with you guys? We did.
This is the 4th one. We also did one like when TJ. I think you were having like a baby TJ or you were busy with something.
That was the golden one.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. Yeah. So we did one about 8 months ago with you guys, and then we ran another one at some point. It looks like I don't know if you guys were on that one, but 8 months ago, and then we ran 6 months ago with you guys. wow. Has it been? Yeah, it's been a while. It's crazy to see where we've come and where we've gone with everything, and how you guys have evolved, how we've evolved, and it's fun, and it's fun to grow with everybody.
Yeah.
It was fun to degen with you tonight too. I think I want to get you on the podcast one time as well. That'd be fun.
Yeah, set that up for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I think we're going to be coming out more, and like I want to do more Twitter spaces, not even just RS stuff, but like I used to always be on like the NFA Twitter space and just hanging out.
I used to be there with you.
know.
I see you in the chat, or not chat, but the listener spot. Yeah.
Yep, used to always hang out. I remember minting that Overexposed 101. Good times. Don't have it anymore. I mean, you got rid of yours too,
same.
right?
Yeah, it was a meme though. It became part of just the it's been fun. Like that's the fun part about this journey, is that you can have moments like that. You can laugh at it, you can do whatever, but it all just becomes part of like the story and everybody's journey inside this space. So
it's crazy you both got it.
It was crazy too that DJ and Travis. So there was all the YouTubers had gotten. I don't know if that was a coincidence or what, but it was just funny that we had all gotten one. Which is the wild part.
I didn't mint from like my main wallet, so they would have had no idea that it was me minting. So
I didn't either. I didn't do it on my main either.
So I think it was just random. Yeah, it's pretty wild.
I did it on my Jake Paul, and that's how the Jake Paul meme got brought about in our Discord because of that. I just never forget, you mint to 1 of 1 and just NFAFA over there. But if you got something hype, sometimes maybe if it's a little too good to be true, maybe buy into the hype a little bit, right? Because you can always get back into stuff, as we've seen later down the line, and that's a little nafafa for everybody.
But then imagine if you got like one of the Ape Society, like the rare kings, right? And when it first minted, you might have been able to sell it for like 700, 800 ADA. That would have been a huge mistake. Right. And so
there was people selling them for 7,000 ADA right off the gate. And they thought, can you imagine the win you thought you had there where you minted it for 100 ADA or whatever it was? And then you sell it for 7,000. And you're like, oh my God, it's the best thing ever. And then all of a sudden you see a Chronic or these recent sales where they're selling for over 180, 170,000. And you're just like,
To be fair though, ADA was like over $1 then, so they made over $7,000 at least. I mean, I hear what you're saying.
Versus $60,000. I know,
but they made a nice profit though. I wouldn't. I mean, obviously, I'd be a little upset, but I'd be $7,000. Then that's.
So you think if you get the rares, go ahead and like just list them.
I've seen from experience, at least from others inside the space, and then just personal stuff with that. I've seen for the majority of the stuff, yes, there are those outliers like Ape Society and certain
Raccoon
ones where Raccoon Syndicate, even some of the generals, different things that you guys have. Yeah, like if you pull those early and then the game comes online and they're like, oh wow, we really need more of these things. Yeah, if you bought in early and had conviction, sure. I mean, there could have been a great play for people that did that, and I think it's just. We're all gambling a little bit right now on some of this stuff. All these investments that we're making, not all of them are going to pan out the way we want. But at the end of the day, if you feel comfortable enough to make your money in that and ride with it, you just got to have that conviction, I guess, and be comfortable with whatever it does. At the end of the day, at least that's the way I'll try to look at it, especially when stuff doesn't go my way.
Tommy's
that's my coping
advice.
That's my coping mechanism right there. And that, guys, is Nafafa.
Nice.
I think we're going to get ready to wrap this up over here, Timmy. It's been amazing. Fun. That honestly flew by. It really went a lot quicker than I thought it did. We're 2.5 hours into this, and I feel like we could keep going if we wanted to. But I got to get some sleep finally over here. So
you just slept before the stream started. What are you talking about?
I did.
Yeah, you woke up like right before.
Yep. Yeah, right. But no, I appreciate you guys always onto the stream. It's always an honor, and we're looking forward to the game release again, March 31st, and this Friday, the 24th. Right, the website will go live, so you can take a look at that.
Yep. All righty. Well, thanks for having us. Yeah.
Yep. And then Timmy, for anybody else who's looking to get into Raccoon Syndicate, what's the best way for you guys to keep up in communication with you guys?
Probably our Twitter. Our Twitter's pretty active right now, actually, at Raccoon Syndicate. So there's no E at the end, so it's Raccoon Syndicate. And actually, every couple of days, we're going to be announcing a partner project and giving away NFTs. We're actually going to be giving away raccoons, not just upgrades. So you're going to want to check out our Twitter account every couple of days for the next week or so. We're going to be giving some cool stuff out. We still have a lot of big partner projects, some of the biggest, top 10 projects in CNFT that we're going to be announcing. So, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and it's also, you guys got to give away as well going right now, right? So if you guys had follow this, when it's, I don't know when you guys are doing the giveaway run on this, but if you guys haven't already, you can win a tier 3 raccoon by following Raccoon Syndicate over here, joining the Discord, retweeting, and so you got 84 people over here. So maybe a couple more people if you guys haven't. I'm going to drop that inside the chat right now.
Yeah,
Boom.
and follow Freedom35ers. We tagged you there, but I ran out of like characters. I actually just bought Twitter Blue yesterday for the official account. Because I never have enough characters. But
you got to get into that. Use a little
It's
bit.
annoying when I'm trying to make something.
Or you editing is a huge thing. If you go to hit send and you're like, oh, I actually spelled something a little off or whatever it is, that edit feature comes in clutch.
So you have Twitter Blue, right? It's so weird because I think I have the edit, but I don't have the blue check mark. I don't know how long it takes. I just paid yesterday.
Let it sit for a while. To make sure you don't change your profile picture.
Mine, I just changed mine back to from my AKCB back to my actual F35 one, and then my check went away. So now I'm waiting for it to re-verify.
Okay.
And then that's what happens if you do that, and then you want to change your PFP, you got to wait for it to re-verify first, then change it. So a lot of people get their stuff locked if you do have that. It's kind of frustrating.
We probably won't do that, but yeah. So we're kind of like in a limbo state where I have some features but no blue check marks. So I'm like, what's going on, Elon?
Yeah, right. All right. Well, I think we'll go ahead and wrap this up on the back end. Timmy, it's been great. Shout out to Kiama as well for jumping onto the stream. We look forward to the game launch, and then I'm sure we'll be talking here maybe in another few months when maybe at the end of the season or some whatever. Maybe we can watch some of this stuff live on stream. I don't know. We'll see where it goes, but I'm very excited for what you guys are doing.
Yeah, I'm excited for the F35 NFT collection, and we want to get you as a partner project. Let's do it. When are you guys going to do that?
Well, we'll figure something out. I think it's now that some of that, at least my focus is off of what I've been doing, just minting a new bride and things like that. And I think we're coming back together for a little bit of podcast planning over here.
Well, we're 100% behind you. Partner project guaranteed, and we'll give away all the white lists or whatever you guys are doing. Let us know, and we'll promote it to the community and blow it up on Twitter.
Awesome. Thank you, appreciate it. Shout out to chat for everybody hanging out tonight. This has been another F35 Live. We will catch you guys next week.